EVC second pop-up went 7 games in the final as well. I can't remember the 2 names that were in there. They were both hard to pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. So welcome all in. You just got Mauer. No way. You just got the new Mauer, or did you get the old Mauer? UVM caps. Did you get the Hall of Fame Mauer? Come on, now inquiring minds want to know. Which Mauer did you get? Was it in like a drop pack? Was it in packs that you were hoarding? Yeah, did you get the 100 overall, or did you get the 100 overall Mauer? If you did, you're probably shaking right now. You're shaking as much as a Warbot opening up a pack with Tony Suck. High five. Put your hand in the air. Come on, UVM. Don't be embarrassed. I don't care if you're at work. Do I care if you're at work? I don't. If you're driving, well, that might be another story. Hand in the air. Give me a high five. Pulling the immortal Joe Mauer. Oh, the immortal. Is there 3 Joe Mauers? Is there like I know there was like an early one, and then there was the Hall of Fame one. I don't know what the immortal one is. I didn't know there was 3. I thought there were 200s. Anyway, congratulations. Do I have insider information? Well, insider information means inside. Otherwise, it would call it outsider information if I was able to reveal anything. And no, I don't have any insider, outsider, in-between information on Tony Suck. Although, I did see on Spore's chat, he said, hey, Warbot, you want one this version of the game, which only is going to be, another month or so? Or do you want one to come out early next version? And Warbot, you got to take advantage of the full 12 months, buddy. Go with next version. Have one come out early in OOTP25. You waited this long. You've sucked this long, you can suck a couple more months until the new version comes out. Because I bet you we would get one early on. And hey, if it's a like a Jeff Mathis type of card that is playable for a long time, so be it. But I would take him up on that offer and wait until next version of the game. Well, I think they should make it for you know what they should do? Whoever finishes last in the PTMS should get a Tony Suck card. Like, why give prizes just to 1st to 16th? Come on, expand your thinking, go outside the box, give prizes for the bottom teams. Just like we do in Trivia Warbot. We award those that suck. So maybe they should do that in the PTMS. If you finish last, if you lose the first round, how about that? If you lose the first round, you get a Tony Suck card. Otherwise, you play up for the better cards, because then you're in a little bit of a quandary. Do I want to lose on purpose, unintentionally, or do I want to go for the top card? I don't know. That would be your individual call. Suck for suck. Yeah, it sounds like an NHL Flyers lottery draft, although they're still in the playoffs, as we talked about in the hockey show last night. Again, a big shout out to the subscribers, the followers from last week. I did mention them yesterday, but just again, a very quick shout out here. Whether your name is Wildcat Bandit, Boyle Dag, Danny D. Smith, Don't Cut the D Block Dragon, Ezra Denny, or D King 395. Thank you for subscribing last week. Thank you for the gift subs from the community, Captain Kegleg, Danny D. Smith Jr., and of course to the follows over the last week. So again, as we get close to the end of the cycle, we still get new people into the game, and they soak up the information from everyone, from the streamers, from the official channel, from the community, even from Warbot. They soak up information. And, he's listed one of the last alphabetically. So by the time they get to the W's, their brain's probably pretty full, but he still has some pieces of information that he can pass along. And speaking of Warbot, stay tuned for the Hawk Report Thursday after Twipped at around, 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. So congratulations. Yesterday, we went through the 10 different tournaments for the PTCS, and we looked at the rankings, and I noticed I was up against Spore in bronze. I avoided Warbot. I avoided Izadafo in the other tournaments. So yeah, I just got to get by Spore in bronze, and it will be a good day. And since there's no Tony Suck card for last place, I am going for it all. I am going for that top card, the Stan Musial. I think that's a top card. Chat, remind me. Was that the top card? Or was it a pitcher? I don't know. Maybe. I think maybe both. Tomorrow, EVC is on holiday, so you will be EVC-less. It's like going shirtless, but you're EVC-less. And he will be away until the 19th, I believe, of February. So no updates for the friend list for the the friend list for the theme teams. No streams by EVC over the next couple weeks. He'll be back on the 19th. I will be filling in that time roll tomorrow from noon till 2. Noon till 2? Noon till 2? Yeah, noon till 2 tomorrow. And I'm going to go over my bronze and iron build tomorrow. I'm gonna build my bronze and iron team. So if there's anyone out there in the community that is a bronze and iron expert and they want to come on with me and help build my team, I figured, Spore was kind enough to show me his team yesterday. And if I'm his opponent, I want show my team that I'm going to go with tomorrow. Not that I won't tweak it as we lead up to it. I might do a little tweak here and there, but again, we're limited to a certain grouping of cards. I think it's the rookie sensations and I don't know, the hardware heroes or something like that for bronze, and no LE cards. So none of those cards get to be used. And then in the iron, it is a little bit of an OOTP era. So more recent players are involved in that tournament. One has the DH on, one has the DH off. But yeah, if you want to join me tomorrow and go over bronze and iron, just shoot me a DM on Discord and we can talk about it. Because I might need a little bit of help, but I do pretty good in iron and bronze. I'm pretty confident with the cards that I use, but I can't use the ones I usually use because it has a different format. Plus, the stadium is a very, very pitcher park. Yeah, it is a pitcher park. The BABIP is lower. The home runs are lower. Doubles, triples are lower. So I'm not sure how that plays. That's something we never really addressed, Warbot, is if you have a big batter's park or a big pitcher's park, do you load up on better pitchers or do you load up on better batters in each of those parks? Like, do you take advantage of the lower pitcher park so that you get better batters? Or do you want to maximize the pitcher's park and get better pitchers? That's something I never figured out, something we never talked about. All right. Welcome in, everyone. The 1968 era is a bigger deal than the park. Yes, I agree. Absolutely, Spore. Yeah, 1968 park. So your pitchers that you're going to use, maybe the types of hitters. And that's why you need to always go to Baseball Reference. Yes, on Baseball Reference, you can access, I think, somewhere, if it's going to load for me. Come on, Baseball Reference. Come on. Can we do that? There we go. So on Baseball Reference, let me drop this for those new players out there that might not be familiar with this site. Great site if you want to compare the different eras. So we are playing in 1968. The modern era is kind of like 2010. So when you play modern era tournaments, that's kind of what you're looking at. And we're playing in 1968, right down there. So what you can do, if the game lets me here, you can choose each of the different eras, 2010, and then you go down and choose 1968, show only selected rows, and the magic of the internet shows you those 2 years, a modern era tournament versus this PTCS tournament. So you can kind of compare, okay, a lot more runs, almost one more run in the modern era. So runs are down in 1968. Hits are down. Triples are up a little bit. Home runs are down by about a third. RBIs are down. So you're getting lower scoring games in 1968 compared to the modern era. Stolen bases are down. So you don't need the speedy runners. Caught stealings up a little bit. Walks are down. Strikeouts are down. Average 237. So I anticipate a lot of low scoring games in that bronze tournament. So the roster creation definitely is going to be impacted by the tournament era. And the fact that it's a pitcher's park is even going to create lower scoring games because already everything is lower than the modern era. Throw in a pitcher's park and it's probably going to be even lower. We might see a batting average of like, I don't know, 220, 225 because of the park. So yeah, I'm going to do my build tomorrow from 12 until noon, from noon until 2 Eastern. We'll do the bronze, we'll do the iron, and we'll see what we can throw up against Spore in that first round, which I believe he is covering on Saturday on his channel. So you shouldn't punt defense. See, yeah, I would not punt defense. And I would think I would want a pretty good defense. What else is going on in the chat? Walks are down. Yes, walks are down. The triumphant return of Gorman Thomas. Is he one of those, what is it, rookie sensations? And someone in chat, what was the other type of card that you get to use in bronze? You need pitches per game because I never know which era needs a smaller bullpen. Pitches per game. Well, funny you should mention that. Again, I'll throw this up here. We'll get to the bounty in just a couple minutes here, guys. Do some of this intro stuff. Again, lap versus chat coming up a little bit later too. If you want to captain the chat team, spend those hound biscuits. But again, this is the oof. This is the sheet you've probably seen before, showing the recommendations for number of pitchers you will need for the different eras. So we're playing 1968. That's going to be the baseball boom. So in the baseball boom, they still recommend 5 starters, but you have a high pitch count, like 160 pitches. So these guys, can pitch the entire game. You still have a bullpen, but it's rarely used, so you don't need to focus as much on your bullpen. There is no cap in this tournament, so you don't have to sacrifice bullpens. So you're looking at probably 10 pitchers. I mean, there will be some teams that probably try to get away with 9, 5 starters and 4 bullpen, or 4 starters with an emergency starter in the bullpen. I'll probably go with 10 just to be safe. And that still allows you platoons at pretty much every position because you still get 16 players, 8 positions. You can platoon lefties and righties. So you should be able to build the ideal roster with platoons everywhere. Seldom use relievers unless someone really gets wrecked. Yeah, that's the thing, Mort, is, you do have one of those blowout games, but you got to play the odds, right? We're playing in an era where all the run production, the hits, the stolen bases, all those are down. So you got to play those odds and go, well, how many games are there going to be pitchers that get wrecked? You would think not that many. It will happen, of course. And that's where your bullpen might get into trouble. But that's why I'm going to go with 10. I'm not going to go with 9 because 9, is a little bit precarious. And plus, if you go with 10, you still get 16 batters. I mean, you don't need more than 16, really. Platoon at every position, that's all you need. And they can back up the opposite side of the plate. So yeah, very valuable sheet here that's been going around OOTP for 2 or 3 years. Shout out to Aster31, X4S, follow Durden, who originally presented this back in, I believe, OOTP21. So yeah, just wanted to show that. And again, a little bit later, as we talk about the Laptop Hound Daily, I'm going to go over all the top players for January in this tournament. I started this on the weekend, but didn't quite get done. So we'll go through and I'll show you in the 23 January tournaments, all the top pitchers, all the top batters based on, very simple criteria that I used because I'm not a modeler. I don't, crunch numbers. I have no idea how to, incorporate all the data into picking the top players. So I just keep it simple. So we'll go through that list and show you that off. All right. I think it is time to get our bounty underway. And again, there are criteria for the bounty today. So you're not going to get off that easy. And we will give out 5 packs to the team that defeats me. Let me make sure I get entered first. There were a couple I was looking at that had low numbers. And I am going with, let's go with that one. Let me just write it up here. Okay, yesterday we had singles only. You were only allowed to draft one player of a certain rating. You know what? We can't ignore couples. We can't ignore groups. So today is the opposite. If you want to get in the bounty, it is ID 70, iron to bronze. So yes, no perfects, no diamonds, no golds, no silvers. We're playing those lower level cards, and you cannot have any card with a single rating, which means if you draft a guy that's 69, you better have another 69 on the team. Can you have more than 2 69s? Yes. You can have 2 of the same rating, 3 of the same rating. You just can't have 1 of the same rating. So by the time you're finished your construction, if you have one guy that's a 62, you have to bench him. He can't play. So keep that in mind. It's a lot tougher, I think, than yesterday. Because there are only a certain amount of rounds for bronze and a certain amount for iron. There's one round where you have bronze and iron. So that's kind of your halfway point. So really look over your roster carefully. This is no singles allowed. Bounty. Imperfect draft. Deal or no deal. All right, let me check the chat if there's any questions here. We got the winter in. Yeah, declare that you're in. No hundreds here. So no hundreds, Hero Driver. This is going to be a tough one. Mind you, it's only iron and bronze. So you should, it's the easiest of all the perfect drafts because there's only 2 levels of cards. It would be a lot tougher if we did with all the levels because then you're only getting, 2 or 3 rounds of each level. I wanted to do it where you could only have 2 of one number, but I think that would be too tough. Okay. So it doesn't matter who I take in this first round. Let's go through and put it on screen. I think it's going to be easier than it looks because of the format of the tournament. And we're on a break here, so I'm going to keep drafting throughout the break. Post it here. ID 70, iron to bronze. Expos are in. Hey, Montreal Expos, the Rain Years and Lord Christic. Yeah, if you can take 2 cards and add them up to 100, should you be able to play it? That now we're going way beyond the complexity of these drafts. Okay, let's go. Just draft any 2 players that I think can play. Mort Cooper and Damon Easley. Roberto Clemente. Bobby Smith. Ooh, taking a chance here. Goodman and a left fielder. All right, we're just going to wait until the ad break finishes here in about 20 seconds. The Felix Ant Killers are in. All right, the break is done. So I paused a little bit. I started the draft. Again, no singles allowed. This is not a singles club. Sorry, no singles. Only couples or groups of people are allowed in this bar today, folks. And you can see that I got two 69s. I got a 67, a 65, two 65s, and a 66. So if I don't pair up my 67 and 66, I can't use them. I can't use the Bobby Smith and the Roberto Clemente. So I'm going to make sure I'm able to pair them up. Unfortunately, I may not do because we're in the low bronze. So I might have to bench a couple cards. We'll see. In the bronze iron mix round, maybe we have some higher bronze there. I can't remember. I could be in trouble. All right. Be careful, Lap. Be careful. 64 and a 64. Come on, give me some more higher bronze. Ooh, look, I got Adrian Beltre, 63. But there are no other 63s here except a live player. So maybe we go Bridwell and Murray. Last bronze round and then the mixed round. I can't remember in the mixed round if they have high and low bronze or if it's just low. This could be tricky. Kurt Gibson and Jack Morris. Oh, there is no mixed round here. Well, I got two players I have to bench. Bobby Smith and Mr. Let me put him in ranking here. Smith and Clemente don't get to play for me because I'm on my mixed round and I've got one bronze. How dare you, OOTP? In the round 7 mixture of iron and bronze, you give me one bronze. And it's a guy that I don't have another 61 of. I can't take Boof. Boof. Well, this draft went downhill for me pretty quick. If someone's drafted already, can you confirm if it's full? Do we have a full load? Do we have 16 teams? Okay, I want Carlton Fisk. Better take Fred Lynn. Dogberry was the 16th. All right, Dogberry, you're the ex-girlfriends, right? Wonder if you'll match up against Charles. Will it be Charles and his ex-girlfriends today? Congratulations to Ezra Denny yesterday. Ezra Denny, he didn't claim the bounty. Fussmucker had the pleasure of doing that. But Ezra Denny won his very first, I believe, bounty tournament. He won the whole tournament, so he got the in-game packs. So congratulations, Ezra. Now we want to see you win the laptop daily. Mr. McDowell, 53. So I better pair you up with Tommy Thevenow. Silver Flint at 57. Do I have another 57? I do. Frank Baumholtz. What I got for pitchers? 4 pitchers with 3 rounds to go after this. Okay. Dave Hamilton, 52. There are no other 52s here, Dave. I can't risk it. I cannot risk it. I'm sorry, Dave. I wanted to take you. Are there any other 54s? There are. So I can take Mike Caruso. This is tough. I knew it'd be tough. I just didn't think it'd be this tough. Lou Burdett. Is there another 44 pitcher? Monty Pearson. Good. So I got 6, 7 pitchers. What are we playing? Modern era? 1985. So 10 pitchers should be good. 6, 7. Pitchers. 42. 44. 44. Okay, I got 2 44s. And final round, and I need 7, one more pitcher. Is there 2 pitchers with the same level? Doc at 45. Oh, I can take Connor because he's a 44. or I can take Josh. We'll take Connor. This is a weird profile for a live player. Low stuff like that. You know what? I think I'm going to go with you. So that's 7, 8, 9. That's 10 pitchers. So now I need a card that is 44. So I guess I take both pitchers. The only 44s on there. All right. I took a gamble early and I lost with taking Clemente and Bobby Smith, two of my better cards. So again, what you need to do, chat, once you've got your draft done, you need to go to your overall roster here and make sure there are no singles. So Bobby Smith, reserve roster. Roberto Clemente, reserve roster. 69, 65, 64, 62, 60s, 58s, 57s, 54s, 53s, and a bunch of 44s. Yeah. I was originally thinking you could only have a maximum of 2 per number, but that would have been, we would have had rosters of 16, I think. So I messed up early, but I still got 24 players. Chat, how did you guys do? And I didn't lose any pitchers, so that's even better. Losing no pitchers. Let's go with a 80s. Let's go with an 80s kind of roster settings here. You had to bench 2 as well, Lord Christic? I mean, if I played it smart, I wouldn't have had to. Every round, I would have just taken 2 of the same number, and that would have been safe because I could have done that, taken 2 of the same number. And unfortunately, it's cost me here because I do not have a first base. Oh, look at this. No first baseman? Are you kidding me? First base is usually a position everyone can play. No, don't do this to me. None of you guys can play first. No. McDowell? Fred Lynn? Please? Frankie? Al? Or Mike Caruso? No. So that means I go to my pitchers, and I'm sure some of these guys can play first base. Look at that. Connor Pinkleton. Connor, you get to be a two-way player. Save game before it sets off, because otherwise that won't let me do it once it starts. Who else is a live pitcher? Monty, can you play first? You cannot. Tyler Miller. Oh, Tyler, you are a blessing in disguise because you can play many positions. You get to be a two-way. Submit. And we'll look for one more. Josh Fleming, first base. Oh, wonderful. Strategy, two-way, done. While I'm at it, Justin Dunn, you can, oh, I got everyone can play first base here. Justin, you get to be a two-way player. So there you go, Lord Christic. If you're short of positions, take a look at your live pitchers. Generally, they can play somewhere. Lou cannot. Chuck cannot. George, nope. Jack Morris, nope. Mort Cooper, how about Pedro? Cannot. So now I should be able to get a first baseman in there. Look at that. I've got a full lineup, someone that can play first and third. Enter. I've even got backups for every position. Things went from looking doom and gloom to offering a little sunshine. I'm going to exit out. You got the Iron Pedro Martinez? You outsmarted yourself. I did too. I mean, when you see Clemente and Bobby Smith, two really good bronze cards, you're like, I got to match. Next round, I'll be able to match them up. Unfortunately, the next round went from high iron to low iron. Okay, it doesn't look like the bounty's done yet. It's kind of in between. We want to fire off, but we're not quite ready because it's not showing on my main screen. 16 out of 16. So it's not fired off yet. So you can still make changes. Just make sure you hit submit. Hit submit often. My strategy. Got my pitching set. Don't need an emergency though. You can go mop up. Got 11 pitchers, so I'm good. Got my positional players. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. Freddie Lynn, you have the best power on the team and they don't have you in the lineup. So Freddie, you got to get in there. Can you only play center? Center, left, or right? Ooh. Let's put you in for Carlton Fisk quick before it fires off. Ready. Go. And now Carlton has the second best power. Way to go, Lap. Okay, Carlton, you're going to catch for Silver Flint. Obadiah McDowell, I need you in against the righties, so not against the lefties. Obadiah McDowell, left or center? Let's put you for Rush Schneider. OOTP does not necessarily put the best players in. Silver Flint is the best against righties. Good, he's in there. And power-wise, Frank Baumholtz, center or right? Got too many good outfielders. Kurt Gibson, do I want you in there? Yeah. Kurt or Frank? When do you guys go in against the righties? And it's looking like it will be Frank. Kurt Gibson. Good. Let's redo this. Watch my pitchers that are forced to play first and third. Watch them be stars of round one. Hopefully, Lord Christic, hopefully I get to play you because I would consider that an even matchup. The two players you had to bench, were they pitchers or were they hitters? Or one of each? Yeah, OOTP favors defense, which it's 1985. Makes sense. I should probably go defense, but I'm going offense. And it is not fired off yet. Hero's down to 21. Oh no, Hero, look at your live pitchers. Put them as two-way if you can. Get them in the lineup. Okay. All right. Well, let's go check in on the lap daily because it's fired off and we should be in round one. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Again, we're going to do the lap versus chat. If you want to captain lap versus chat, just get your Hound Biscuits in there and you can become the captain. And if you're successful at the captain, you will win 5 packs for leading your team to 2 out of the 4 goals. All you got to do is meet 2 of the 4 goals today as captain, and you will win 5 packs. And you will win 5 packs for each of those goals that you meet to the community given out in the Google form that they fill out. All right, Laptop Daily. Who am I facing round one? Oh, I am facing Chernobyl Stalkers and a Tiger Cub. I don't know if you're in the chat today, but wasn't this the team that you played in the finals on Tuesday? Or when was that? Sunday. This was a very familiar name, the Chernobyl Stalkers. And round 2. At least I made it out of round one. I'm guaranteed to get, what am I guaranteed to get? Two standard packs. And I am up against Warbot. Warbot, are you still here? I'm up against you, buddy. Round two. Spores up against the Spudders. The Dugout are up against the Macad car. And here we are over here, the Gladiators and New York. Cub fan Steve up against Barry Basher. The Eagles up against Music Lessons. Oh no, don't tell me it ain't so. Tell me it ain't so, Warbot. Escape from New York. I've got Gaines, Ford, McGill, Supan, and Buckeye. You've got at least I made round two. Cliff Lee, Bertolo Colon, Dave Steeb, Druk, and Joe Necro. And in the bullpen, Fernandez, Bunning, Loudermilk. Oh. Charles, let's go take a look at the hitters, though. Because you could have good pitching, but you need good hitters, too. So I've got Hinchman, I've got DeCinces, I've got Lamb, Perez, Colvin, Zeeks, X-Ikes, Bruce Bochy, Mike Jacobs. Why is Mike Jacobs not starting for me? He should be against the righties, especially against those weak Warbot pitchers. Mike Jacobs, I want you in against the righties. You're going to go in for Lopez. Lamb, you're going to go third. Jacobs first. DeCinces third. Oh, I can only have two of those three, DeCinces, Lamb, and Jacobs. I guess it's got to be DeCinces and Lamb. So ignore that. Who did I take out there? Renford? No, who did I take out? Lopez. You're back in. Okay, first game is Sim, so I'm going to exit out. Go back in. And the Iron and Bronze is just fired off, so we'll take a quick look at game one here between Charles and myself. Game one. Oh, look at this, Charles. 1-0 game. One nothing. How do you feel now about your pitchers? Who took the win? No, Whitey Ford gets the win. Actually, let's go back to the box score there. That was a great 1985 game. Charlie Lee. Cliff Lee takes the loss. He only gave up 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 5 Ks. He's still the best pitcher in bronze, guys. He's still, I don't care if he lost this game. He's the best pitcher in bronze. Whitey Ford, one of the top 5 pitchers in bronze, takes the win. We had 2 hits for Nico Goodrum for Charles and 1 hit for Cliff Lee. See, he's good. He gets hits, he gets wins, he gets strikeouts. And Adam Everett. And for my team, Whitey Ford had 2 hits. Colvin, Hinchman, and Greg Gagne, who I did not draft Greg Gagne for his offense, but he ended up getting a hit. Who got my RBI? Shout out to Bill Hinchman for the game-winning RBI over Charles in game 1. Yes, this is the 5L. Cliff Lee has 2 RBIs. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, don't listen to those other guys that say Cliff Lee is bad. At least in this tournament, I can only speak for this tournament. Batting stats, because there's no DH. So he's got 2 hits, 2 RBIs, a walk, and only 2 strikeouts. I mean, he's no Whitey Ford. Whitey Ford, his batting stats, 2 hits, a double, 286 average. I love this tournament. I love this tournament, and I love that there's no DH because it forces your pitchers to hit. So yeah, Charles, you got a pretty good batting lineup too. You've got Everett, Goodrum, Biggio, Kid Lowe. You've got Jeff Mathis, Luvulo, Perez. This should be a Final Four team. Looking at your pitchers and your hitters, this should be a Final Four team. I thought I had a Final 8 team because I got a pretty good pitching staff with some good hitters. But the fact that we're playing each other in round 1 or round 2 is kind of a bummer. And so now it's going to be Willie McGill, who, he's going to give up a few hits, although he only gave up 5 hits in 9 innings last time. And are you sending out Dave Steeb? No, you're sending out someone even better. Although Dave Steeb is tied in ERA with Bartolo. So yeah, this is going to be a good matchup, Charles. I think we're going to go 6 or 7 in this one. So yeah, we'll check in on that a little bit later. Oh, has he got low control? Willie? Yeah, he does. He's got low control or low pitcher BABIP. All right, let's go check in on the bounty. Let's see who we're matched up against. Actually, we'll be back. Our break is on, so we'll be back in 2 minutes' time. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back in. Here are your round 1 bounty tournament matchups. We've got, from the YouTube channel, watching on the YouTube side, we've got Chai Sox 378 going up against Lord Christic's Min Short Tacoma Rainiers, short by 2 players. We've got the ex-girlfriends and Dogberry. They, this time, are going to take out some revenge against the Yankees because everyone wants revenge against the Yankees. We've got the Gladiators going up against, am I on the right track here? 1, 2, yep. Ivy Stung. Ivy, are you in the chat? Because I don't know if you You might be the one team that entered before anyone else. Let's go take a look at Ivy to make sure they're compliant, because there was one team entered, and yeah, it was Ivy. I thought so when I saw the Expos, although they're pretty close. They may be in the chat. Oh, they're one player. Oh no, they're compliant. Okay, we do have a legit team here. I just had never seen this team in our bounties before. So welcome in, Ivy. Looks like you have a team ready to go. Let me double check here, because I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. That was the Montreal Expos. Overall, a lot of 66s, 63s, 61s, 57s. Yeah, you are good. All right, awesome. I love coming up against a compliant team in the first round. So good luck to the Expos. We've got the Fussmucker, who won yesterday. He claimed the bounty yesterday, and he's going up against the tournament winner. Synchronicity, take a drink. Yesterday's bounty claim winner goes up against yesterday's bounty tournament winner in round one. We have the Candlepin Bowlers, run by Carlton Lassiter. They're going up against Spores Dashins. We've got the Wisconsin Winter and Fizzy going up against the Washington Park Rangers. We have Charles and the baseball team heading off against Big Daddy 1923. And then we have the Hero Drivers going up against the hottest manager in PT this week, Firenor, who has won the EVC pop-up. They've placed in many tournaments that I've seen them in. So you got your hands full there, especially with a short roster there, Hero Driver. So I'm not sure who the non-compliant team. It's probably this team here, the Yankees. Let's double check them, because there was one team that won't be compliant, at least. 69, 66, 62, 60s, 58s. No, they're good too. The Clippers? Here we go. Okay, this is the non-compliant team. So this team, if I come up against them, they do not get packs. Where are they on the schedule here? So I would not meet them until the semifinal. So at least two teams will have a chance to knock me out, between the Expos, the Devils, and the Red Shirts. Okay, good. I hate meeting the non-compliant team so early on. Yeah. That was my gimme to you, Charles. Okay, now I'm curious. Now I have to go in and check it. Game number 2. 4-2. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. 3 hits, 2 runs. Bartolo gets the win, 1-1. McGill takes the loss. He's 1-1. And yeah, he gave up 8 walks, but Charles, he got 9 strikeouts, 9 Ks. So I can't really fault him. So now we got Dave Steeb going up against Jeff Suppan. So here's what Jeff looks like. Low on the stuff. And Dave Steeb is kind of the opposite. Dave has low control. So my turn to walk here, Charles. Let's see. Dave is a righty versus righties. Who's my best eye guy? Want to make sure they're in. Ryan Friel. Oh, yeah. Look at that, Charles. I'm putting Ryan Friel in against Dave Steeb. You're going in, buddy, at, can you play short? I don't care about defense. No, you can't. Jose, can you play short? You can. Okay, Ryan Friel, you're in. Sorry, Gagne. Who else is good on eye? Zeke's I got in. Hinchman is not. He is in. Lamb is in. Rebel Oaks. against the righties. He's better against the righties. Left field or center field? What's Coven? Oh, Coven's eye is really bad. Okay, Oaks, you're going in. Charles, I swear, Charles, if you take out Dave Stieb and put in someone else, I'm coming over to Amsterdam. And then I'm hooking up on a plane to Denmark. But I'll spend some time in Amsterdam first. This is supposed to be secret, Charles. This is my micromanaging secret. Your patient hitters made your starting pitchers throw 151 pitches. Yeah, I know, Charles, but revenge. Okay, we better replace this now. Okay, let's see if that works against Dave Stieb having my best eye guys in the lineup. Andy must have been to Amsterdam. What? You gonna meet me there? You gonna show me around, Andy? Show me all the best sites, cappuccino shops. I'm there just for the cappuccinos. Rojo. Yeah, I'm just for the cappuccinos. That's it. Like I would be in any city. New York, Washington, Seattle. All right, while we're waiting for the next couple games to come in on the bounty, again, we're going to do the lap versus chat in about after the next break in about 15 minutes. So again, if you want to captain that team, then spend your Helm biscuits and you can be the captain of lap versus chat. But in the meantime, I want to show you the top players from the lap bounty over the course of January. So these are only the tournaments since they changed the format to the 1985 rotating stadium. And again, this by no means is, the best data analysis out there. It's very, very, very simple because I'm a simple guy. But it works for me. So again, in 1985, as I showed you before, that's the defensive era, 5 starting pitchers, pitch counts between 120 and 145. The fatigue stacks, and the pen does see some usage. So you do want 5 to 6 players. Some people draft 10 pitchers, some draft 11. For me, it all depends on my draft. Sometimes I have 10, sometimes I have 11. So for January, there were 23 tournaments that I collected data from 1985 era. And what I did is all the data for the pitchers, I filtered it by they had to meet these 3 criteria. They had to have an overall WAR of 0.4 or higher. They had to have a FIP of 3 or less, and they had to have pitched in at least 13 innings. So if they met all 3 of these criteria, then they qualified. Once I had those pitchers, then I said, okay, how many of each pitcher met these criteria in those 23 tournaments? And these were my top 9. Meeting the criteria 8 times was Cal Eldred. Low FIP, pitched lots of innings, and he had a WAR of over 0.4. Also meeting it 8 times was Sonny Gray. And the 1985 Jimmy Key. Meeting the criteria 9 times, I had Otto Hess, a guy I never really look for, but I have started looking for him now because 9 times an Otto Hess has had a WAR 0.4 or higher, a FIP 3 or lower, and innings pitched over 13. 10 times on that list was Jim Deshay. Limited edition, a lot of people draft him. Good card, good pitcher. And meeting it 10 times was the pitcher that just beat me in the laptop daily. Yes, Bartolo Colon, 10 times he met those criteria out of the 23 tournaments. Top three, coming in at number 3 with 11 appearances was Dontrell Willis. Take him if you see him. 12 times meeting the criteria was Andy Messersmith, or as D Block likes to say, Andy Messerschmidt. And coming in at number 1, meeting the criteria 22 times. Not even close. Cliff Lee. 2 RBI, Cliff Lee. So again, for this specific tournament, if you don't draft Cliff Lee, I can't give you any other advice. And he might have appeared even more, but a lot of managers use him as a bullpen guy. And if you're using him as a bullpen guy, he's probably not going to get 0.4 WAR, under 3 FIP, and 13 or more innings. Probably not going to meet the WAR part of it. But yeah, Cliff Lee, for me, is the best pitcher in this tournament. No, I searched long and hard for a Dave Stieb criteria of Warbot, but I could have put in most walk. I could have had must have 40 or more walks. But then, the guy I used against you last game, he probably would have won. And then I'd be embarrassed because I just drafted him today. Some other interesting pitching leaders. So these are 1 tournament performances. These are the records for January for 1 tournament performance. The most inning pitched in a 64-team tournament in January was 69.1 by Dontrell Willis. The most strikeouts by 1 pitcher in a single tournament was Dontrell Willis. So Cliff Lee, I still say, is number 1. I would probably put Willis ahead of Messerschmidt at number 2, but I mean, they're pretty close. The most wins in a single tournament in January was Louis Castillo, who did not appear in the top 9. I think he had 7, so he was just outside the top 9. And this record has already been broken in February. We had a pitcher with 8 wins a couple days ago. You know who that was with 8 wins? He went 8-0 in the tournament. I think it was it for Fire and Nor? No, it might have been. No, I think it was for Tiger Cup. Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee is the new record holder in the Laptop Pound Daily with 8 wins in a single tournament. The highest WAR of all 23 tournaments was 27.9, and that was for Jonas Gaines. The guy with the highest FIP, or I guess the best FIP, not highest, but with the best FIP with 30 or more innings pitched, 1.41 FIP for Frank Wickware, which came out of nowhere. But yeah, there was a Frank Wickware with a 1.41 WHIP. Yeah, most picked by Laptop, yeah. Yeah. This is not the most picked. This is performance. However, this one is the most picked. Drafted 144 times in the 23 tournaments. Cliff Lee. All right, taking a look at the hitters. For the hitters, these are the ratings I used for determining who the best hitters were. You had to have a WAR of 0.5 or higher. You had to have a WRC of 10 or higher, a WRC plus of 100 or higher, and you had to have at least 44 at-bats. And that kind of gave me about 30 to 40 hitters every tournament. Using these filters, it gave me about 30 or 40. So based on this criteria, who are our top batters? 16 times appearing on that list was Lee Mazzilli. Play him at first. You can play him at center field. You just can't DH him in this tournament. Also appearing 16 times was Ivan Calderon and Brock Holt. Now, Cavacom loves Ivan Calderon. He says he takes him all the time. It's one of his favorite cards in the tournament, as he should, because he usually performs well. Brock Holt is one of my favorite cards for hitters. Versatile, can play almost any position, and he usually does pretty good. Auto pick Calderon, yeah. It depends who he's with. If he's with a Brock Holt and some of these other guys I'm going to show you, he doesn't get picked, but I would take Holt over Calderon, though. I don't know, Spore. Would you take Holt over Calderon, or would you still take Calderon? Coming in with 17 appearances, Arky Vaughan. Arky Vaughan was number 1 in the 1969 environment in December. He was our number 1 hitter on that criteria. In the 1985, he's dropped off a little bit, but he still comes in at number 6. See him, take him. Coming in at number 5 with 18 appearances is Roberto Clemente, the bronze Roberto Clemente. The iron had 2 with those criteria, but the bronze one by far did much better. Yes, I agree with the underdog. Can't say enough for what where is it here? There it is. For that comment there. Just a wonderful job. It's like being a first-year teacher or first-year police officer or first-year firefighter, first-year whatever, medic. It's always tough that first year of a new kind of job. And Spore has done an amazing job. As any new profession, you have your bumps and valleys along the way, and you struggle a little bit, and you want to pull your hair out sometimes and scream at a wall. But Spore, you've come a long way, and the community really, 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 I think, would give you a cheers. So I will do that based on the community. Big cheers for Spore, the Tuesday Treasure Trove, the cards that are created, and for having an open ear to community requests. Coming in at number 4 is one Dale Murphy, tied with Roberto Clemente at 18. And of course, you can't have a wonderful Spore without a wonderful team behind him as well. So Spore needs support just like we need support. So big shout out to the entire OOTP team, whether it's Rich Grisham, Nicolino, Matt Walsh, Easy Axel when he was doing tech support, and everyone else behind the scenes, the devs that we never really see. They're hidden behind the curtain. Top 3 that had a WAR of 0.5 or higher, WRC of 10, WRC plus of 100, and 44 or more at bats. Who do you guys think? Who are we missing for bronze or iron hitters that are going to beat out some of those other cards? Who beats out these 6? As I take a little break here. Let's see some names of. I know a lot of you play this tournament. Let's see some names. And before we bring that back, we've got game 3 that has come in. Dave Steeb going up against, I guess he went up against Jeff Suppan in that game. And it was a close game. I don't think it was a blowout. And Charles did win game 3. So, I'm conflicted. Dave Steeb, that's the wrong team. I thought he switched them out. I was about to blow up. Dave Steeb gets the win. Look at that, Charles. What a great card. Thank you, Spore, for the Dave Steeb bronze and the usability of a Dave Steeb bronze. 2-0, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 home run, 2 walks, only 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. That shocks me. Only 2 walks in 8 innings pitched. So you're saying Dave Stieb can be good at times. So now we have my number 1 pitcher, Mr. Gaines, going up against who's he playing? Louis Druk, one of those really good exclusive cards. So very Dave Stieb-like. If you switch the stuff with the pitcher BABIP, you've got an older Dave Stieb. All right. This is my best chance. If I lose this one, it's almost conceding. So I think it's simmed already. Let's go back in. Is it 2-2 or is it 3-1? Oh, Charles. Don't look now, but your exclusive card did not have a good outing. Mr. Druk gave up 5 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings. Doug DeCinces, your player of the game, and Jonas Gaines, who we saw had I forget which record he had for January. He was up there for something. Highest WAR? Yeah, he had the highest WAR of 2.7 of any January pitcher. So I think that one was kind of probably expected. Doug DeCinces with 5 RBIs. Lamb with 2 RBIs. So now we go to game number 5, the pivotal game of the series here, game 5. We've got Garland Buckeye. Do I have to play Garland Buckeye? Whitey Ford is not ready. And I got no other starters here. Well, at least Whitey Ford will be there for game 6. So yeah, still early in the tournament tree. Spore, congratulations. You swept round 2, so you're going to get a little bit of a rest. And it looks like you might be going up against Don't Cut the D-Block Dragon. Ooh, that's going to be a fun match. And the Cubs are over the Wizards. The Jokerfish, who were in the finals a little bit a while ago. And I have to apologize. I'm going to apologize right now because I accidentally entered this tournament twice with both of my accounts. I never have done that before on this tournament because I only want my gladiators in. But yesterday was such a hectic day doing 3 shows and then it's like, I want to make sure I get in. And I accidentally entered it on my wheel team. But fortunately, they lost out. They're out. So they're not going to match up against each other. But yeah, usually you will only see a gladiator team in this tournament. So the Boise Bees, where are you? Where are you, Brent? Are you on here? I know you did well yesterday, I think it was. I don't think the Boise Bees are in it right now. They must have lost out in the first round. Oh, there they are. Oh, Brent, 3-1. And you're playing the December champion. Or no, the January champion. You're playing Makadkar. Hey, this can be a feather in your cap because Makadkar, he is one of the better players in this tournament. And if you can take him out, celebrate anytime you can beat a team like that. Okay, so yeah, Charles and I are tied at 2. I told you, Charles, it was going to go 6 or 7 games, and it is going to go 6 or 7 games. As Jonas Gaines wins game 4 for the Gladiators. All right, here we go back to the slides and our top 3 hitters from January. Coming in at number 3 with 20 appearances with a WAR .5 or higher, WRC 10 or higher, WRC plus 100 or higher, and 44 or more at bats was mentioned in the chat. Bobby Estalella. Love him, love him, love him. And don't let the third base fool you. He's probably better suited as a left fielder. If you get a Doug DeCinces or a Bob Horner or another third baseman that escapes me, yeah, you're probably not going to play him at third. So yeah, one of the newer cards, I think it's been out maybe early January that this card came out, late December. Great card. Love it. Coming in at number 2 with 21 appearances, Nico Goodrum. Now, Nico Goodrum was a card that all three of us, D. Dempsey, D. Block, and I, have on our on our bronze brunch. We all have him on our bronze brunch team. He didn't do as well in 1969 environment. He's doing a lot better in the 1985 environment. 21 appearances. Nico. I dare you, Charles. I dare you. Put in Dave Steve for Game 7. Come on. You're going to make a comment like that. Put your money where your mouth is. Put Dave Steve in Game 7. Let's see how he does. He'd be up against probably Jeff Suppan. And our number 1 hitter in January, based on these criteria, with 24 appearances, Doug DeCinces. Again, kind of makes sense. He's playing in the 1980s. This is a 1981 card. Bob Horner was not in the top 9. Maybe, again, it's because of the era. So Doug DeCinces, third baseman, a guy you probably want to take if you come across him. Who is that other third baseman? There's DeCinces, there's Horner, there's Estalella, and there's one more. Brocious, yes, that's the guy, Brocious. Yeah. So yeah, this was a little bit of a shocker for me, not to see a guy like Xander Bogaerts. But to be fair to Xander Bogaerts, he was, what was the number 9? He was about 14. I've got my list here. Scott Brocious was 14. So Scott Brocious was just off the list. And then coming in at 13 was Earl Williams, Fred McGriff, Joey Gallo, and JoJo White. So Bob Horner was at 12, and Xander Bogaerts was at 11. But I think Xander Bogaerts came out like really recently. So I don't think Bogaerts was available in all 23 drafts. I'm betting Bogaerts will be on the February list. Because, of course, the more recent cards didn't have enough playing time. And yeah, the Suarez, no Suarez on here. No Ozzie Smith. No Kevin Stalker. So yeah, it was a fun list to put together. Here are some other fun facts for hitters. This is one tournament. So these are some statistics from one tournament. The most at-bats in a laptop tournament in January was 138. And that was Lee Mazzilli. The most home runs in one tournament was Bob Horner. The most RBIs in a single tournament at 41, Tyler Colvin, who either I or Warbot have. I can't remember which one of us drafted him, but that's a sneaky good card, Tyler Colvin. If you see him, don't immediately pass up on him. Doing these statistics have made me recognize that, yeah, I might want to take him. The best WAR for pitching was 2.7, and Jonas Gaines for hitting, the best WAR player in one tournament was 2.7, and that was Bob Horner. The best WRC At 36, Lee Mazzilli. And finally, the most hits by one player in one tournament goes to Lee Mazzilli. So Lee Mazzilli and Bob Horner kind of had the personal records. Lee Mazzilli was on the list with 16 appearances. Bob Horner, like I said, came in at 11 or 12. So he was a few off. And again, there are your top three. All right, that was fun to do. At the end of February, we'll award our top champion. Let's take a look again at the overall leaderboard here for the month of February. Oops, wrong one. And we'll check on the bounty a little bit later too. Where is that? That one there. So yesterday we had the final matchup between the Mill Basin Yankees and the Oceano Otters, and it went 7 games, and the Yankees came out of that one 4 games to 3. So congratulations on Mill Basin's victory. And here is your updated leaderboard as of right now. Our winners in February, the Ghost Ships and Cavacom, Wildcat Bandits, Oklahoma, the Thunder, Tiger Cubs, Wolves, and the Mill Basin Yankees. Our scoreboard, the Lindblom Knights, because they have a 2nd and 3rd place finish, and then all our 1st place finishers, and I have not made it into the top 4 yet. So still lots of tournaments to go in February, lots of statistics to collect. And again, I am streaming all the tournament finals that I can, mainly on YouTube. So if you want to check out today's final, go to the YouTube channel at around 6 p.m. Eastern. And again, we're doing a 10-pack giveaway for predicting the finals. So if you're there on YouTube, you'll get the link to the form, and you can have a chance at winning 10 packs. Let's put it in the chat here. There we go. I'm not going to do it on Twitch if other affiliates are streaming. I don't want to interfere with their time. So that's why I'm doing this component on YouTube. If there are days that no one else is streaming at the time, then I will do it on Twitch. But otherwise, it'll be on the YouTube channel. So check it out for your chance at winning some packs. All right, Charles, it's time to go back into the game, I believe. And we'll check the bounty, and then we're going to do the lap versus... Actually, before we go and check this out, let me put the Google form out there. All right, here is your chance to win. Again, 5 packs for each task that chat accomplishes in 1966, lap versus chat. So it doesn't take you very long to fill it out. Let's give you the shortcut. One, two, three. I don't know. I see streamers post something like this 3 or 4 times. I don't know why they do that, but maybe it's an auto thing they have set up. And it's pinned. There we go. So fill it out for your chance to win some packs. And like I said, if you want to be the captain, go spend those Hound Biscuits, and you can captain the chat team today. All right, Charles, let's take a peek. I am still green, so that means either we're just going to game 6 or I'm doing well. All right, let's look at the tournament tree. How many games? 5 games have been played so far. So game number 5 is in. And Escape from New York crushes me. Please stay in New York. All their runs scored in 2 innings. 5 runs in the 4th inning, 4 runs in the 7th inning. I score 5 runs in the 6th, but yeah. I am weak a couple pitchers. I had to throw my number 5 guy in, Garland Buckeye, who gave up 5 earned runs. And then the bullpen didn't do much better. Mauricio Cabrera, you are my star of the bullpen today with that 27 control. You went 1 inning and 2 strikeouts. Come on, look at this guy. 1 inning and 2 strikeouts. Stud. No, I don't recommend drafting him. Not with that control. But hey, like a Lee Smith, like a Mitch Williams. So Charles, I am sending out number 2 pitcher Whitey Ford. And you are sending out. We got a game 1 matchup. Again, Cliff Lee up against Whitey Ford. Whitey Ford got the best of him, but I can't see Cliff Lee losing 2 games in a row. I do want to see that Dave Steve matchup. Charles, for fun, why don't you put in Grover Loudermilk? He's 82% rested. How about Jim Bunning? Sid Fernandez. Come on, Sid Fernandez. He's 100% rested. Then we go to a game 7, and Dave Steve gets to pitch again. No. You've got to, like I said, you have, I believe, a Final Four team. So I want you to win this. Do your best to win it. I do not want any pity. Okay, the bounty, I believe, has been claimed. And these bounties, you guys are cutthroat. I cannot get out of the first round in these bounties. The Montreal Expos defeat me 2-1 and 6-3. Game 1, does it go extras? It does not. And I lose 6-3. So big shout out. Our bounty has been claimed. Put your hands together. Raise your glass for Ivy Stung. Ivy Stung, congratulations. I see your account name there. That's where the 5 packs will be sent to for claiming the bounty. And now you guys are playing for the in-game packs, which Ezra won yesterday. So your round 2 matchups, the Rainiers are playing the ex-girlfriends. The Expos are playing the Red Shirts. The Hornets against the baseball team, and the Rangers against the Dachshunds. So you guys were able to, ex-girlfriends, congratulations. You were able to take out the non-compliant team. Good stuff. Good to see that a imperfect team can take out a regular drafted team. All right, I'm going to take an early break here so we can get into the lap versus chat without many interruptions. So we'll be back in 2 minutes to start that off. Get the form filled out. It's pinned in the chat there. So you got about 3 more minutes to get that filled out. All right, we're back. And before we get to the lap versus chat, let's check in on the Laptop Daily against Charles and Warbot. Game number 6, Cliff Lee versus Whitey Ford. Let's see who got the best of that matchup here. The game is in. The box score is up. And folks, we are going to a game 7. That's right. We are going to see Dave Stieb on short rest as the Gladiators have battled back. 3 runs in the second, 1 run in the third was all it took. Whitey Ford goes the distance. 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Cliff Lee, again, a decent performance. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. But he's going up against Whitey Ford. He is going up against the Fordster. 2 hits for Oaks, 2 hits for DeCinces, who is our best player in January. In January, yeah, best hitter in January. 2 hits for Luvulo and a hit for Conger, and Cliff Lee with his 3rd hit of the tournament. So Cliff Lee is trying to get it done. So yes, we are going with Willie McGill. It kind of evens things out, Charles, because I'm forced to go with Willie McGill. I could put Jeff Suppan on short rest, but he's only got a 63 stamina, so I don't want to risk it with 63. So I am going with, unfortunately, Willie McGill. Although he did pitch a 9-inning shutout, so hope is not lost. So it will be Willie McGill up against Dave Stieb in game number 7. Good luck to you, Charles. I hope you take it. You've got the better team. I really hope you take it. And I'm sorry for wearing you out in 7 games if you happen to win. Yeah, game 7. Send out the 7-time All-Star. Yeah, for sure. All right, you got 1 minute to finish off the lap versus chat form that's pinned in the chat there. We've got 14 responses so far. Again, you can only win if you filled this out, and chat accomplishes at least 1 task. Every task chat accomplishes, 5 packs will be given away to a maximum of 20 packs. So if you accomplish all 4 tasks, which means you win the exhibition game, you have the better regular season record, you win a Cy Young or MVP award, and you win the World Series. That will get you 5 packs for the people that correctly answer the questions Survivor style in the contest. So not random winners. You got to actually do some work to win these packs. So 14 responses so far. 1 more minute. As the game is loaded up. Much more time before game 7. Maybe we're going to wait until game 7 is done. Let's see. If the game is less than 3 minutes to go, we'll wait for game 7. What do we got? Yeah, we got 3 minutes to go before game 7. Okay, so while we're waiting for game 7 to sim in the Laptop Daily, let's go and take a look how the bounty's progressing now. Bounty has been claimed, and the team that beat me, the Expos, are 1 win away from going to the semifinals. The Tacoma Rainiers and Lord Christic 1 game away, as well as Sean Sultan's Rangers and Charles and his baseball team. I don't know. What did Charles get on this team? Did he get Cliff Lee? Baseball team. Gus Kroc. Gus Kroc's another good exclusive card. I like Gus Kroc. I typically take him if I see him in the laptop draft. Hitter wise, Bogarts, Hairston Jr., Calderon. Yeah, this is a pretty good team. Steve's record in elimination games? Oh, give us the deets. What is his record in elimination? I know it's not very good because I think he was in the Oakland A's playoff elimination game. I think they forced him out there for game 7, I think, on short rest, which you're kind of doing. This is kind of like Steve versus Oakland back in, what was that, 1985? When Steve played Oakland in game 7 or game 5? All right, the sim is 1 minute away. Lost game 7 against the Royals and game 5 against the A's. Yeah, right. I think both of those were in short rest situations too. So Steve was the kind of guy that, just like Steve Rogers from Montreal, they tried to use him in different roles. Like some guys are just meant to be starting pitchers and not come out of the bullpen or not go on short rest. And I think Steve was one of those guys. I mean, if baseball was an 8-inning game, Steve would be in the Hall of Fame. I have no doubt about it. If baseball was an 8-inning game, he would be in the Hall because he would have so many more wins that the bullpen didn't let him down. He lost so many games because of the bullpen. And of course, he lost the perfect game. He lost a couple more no-hitters in the last inning. So inning number 9, once Steve went past 8 innings, yeah, he fell apart real quick. And so that short rest in the playoffs, not a good situation. But I can see why they did it. I mean, he was their best pitcher. That's what I'm saying. Warbot, a manager would be crazy to go with. Who was your scheduled starter? Was it Bartolo Colon? I think it would have been Bartolo, right? That's a big sacrifice, but I admire you because you put your money where your mouth is. You laid down the challenge. You said, I will do this. You didn't expect to go to game 7, did you, Charles? Be honest. You didn't expect that. You thought, oh no, I'm going to take Lap out in 6. But it's a good news situation too, because if you do win, you get to gloat. I get to smile because it's Dave Stieb, and you got Bartolo fresh to go in game 1 of the next round. So it could be a very, very, very smart managerial decision. All right, the game is in the process of simming. I'm going to take it off screen to avoid any spoiler here. So we'll put the form back up. 16 responses. FKN Kamish is in the house. Now, if there's a guy that knows Dave Stieb well, it's FKN Kamish, because he would have grown up watching the Blue Jays. Well, maybe not watching them, but he knew the Blue Jays and Dave Stieb. FKN Kamish streaming. Today's Tuesday, so FKN Kamish will be streaming tonight, I believe. Yeah, I think you're going on at 5 p.m. Mountain. So FKN Kamish and EMLB will be on at 7 p.m. Eastern, following Dr. Dynastic. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern, we've got the Sports Gamer. We've got TJ Lauerman on the official channel. All right, here we go. Let's fire it off. Dave Stieb up against a guy I regret drafting. All right. Can you hear the cheer all the way from Denmark? Can you hear it? Give it up for Bartolo. Charles. Bartolo Colon got the start. You were trolling me, Charles. Bartolo Colon gets the start. He wins 2-1. Willie McGill takes the loss, 6 earned runs, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So again, it was expected, especially against Colon. Dave Stieb will be game 1 starter in round number 2 or round number 3. So here are your round 3 opponents. Again, I will be streaming the final later today. Cubs fan Steve going against Escape from New York. We got the Llamas and the Jokerfish. We got Weasel News against, hey, you did it, Brent. Brent's Boise Bees. Take out Macadcar. We got the Mice against the Leviathan. The Dukes, run by Brydav, going up against Fire Nor's Blue Hornets. The Bruins and the Winter. Pirates and EVC. And Spore against Macadcar's other team. So Spore has a tough matchup there. So good luck to our final 16 teams. Okay, good. The bounty's out of the way. The daily is out of the way. I win a few packs. Now we get to go on to the main event. Oops, sorry, Charles. I remember towards the end of the stream, I'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to go close off the form. And somehow, yeah, maybe it was when you hit submit or I don't know, something didn't take that Dave Steve didn't get in. But no, you deserve to win. You have the better team, and I think you can make it to the final four. So make that an accurate prediction. All right, closing off the entry in a 10, 9, 8, 7. But did you have always start highest rested? That might have been your mistake. If you put Steve at number 2, but still had start highest rested, it would have started Kalan. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are closed. A few seconds for the delay. There we go. 1 second here. Thank you guys for tuning in. A bunch of you here on this Tuesday afternoon. Again, a big, big, big day of OOTP baseball as everyone's ready to get their PTCS teams ready. I will be streaming my roster build tomorrow at noon for both bronze and iron. Might have a special guest on. I don't know. We'll see if I can find someone to come on stream. And let's just double check here. Escape from New York win, and their pitching rotation. Yeah. So that's why they started Kalan, because you still had always start highest rested. So Steve was not 100%. Kalan was 100%. So there you go. Again, I'm glad you advanced because you had the better team. So we will never know how that matchup would have went. See if I need to spam a bronze here first. Nope. Okay, here we go. The form is closed. Let's go take a look at what you guys are predicting here. And then we go right to the draft. Lap versus chat. 38.9% of you think that chat will achieve 3 goals. 38.9% think they'll achieve 2. 44.4% think that it's going to be a lock to have the better regular season record. 77.8% think that chat will get 2 to 3 all-stars in the game. And total runs scored in the exhibition game, you guys are thinking between 6 and 10. Tiebreaker, Sandy Koufax wins anywhere from 12 to 20. And for Billy Williams home runs, we're picking from 12 to 21. Sandy Koufax was actually not your best pitcher last year. Forget his name, but he kind of came out of nowhere as your second round draft. All right, let me get this form ready for when we declare our winner. Okay, we're good there. We're good there. All right. So seeing no one wanting to be the captain of the chat, we're going to do this like we did last week. When it comes to the draft, we're only drafting the first 5 rounds. I know Caged Wisdom was in the draft quite a bit the last 2 weeks. I don't know if Caged Wisdom is around, but he was helping make a lot of the decisions, as well as EVC, who's probably busy packing as he leaves tonight for his vacation. So I know. It's okay, Charles. It's okay. I see the rotation. Start highest rested was still on, so it went with Cologne because he was the highest rested. It's okay. Good luck. We'll meet up again sometime. Now on Thursday for the Hawk Report, you got to put together a Dave Stabe trivia contest to make it up to me. Okay. All right. So again, we're going to do the first 5 rounds. We're going to set the rosters. We'll go to the exhibition game, and then we'll play through the season. So let's take a look at your roster, chat, because you got to know where your weaknesses are. We need to educate you on what you should be looking for in this draft. So you did have a player retire last year. Where can I find that? News. One of your pitchers retired, Sad Sam Jones. Trust me, he retired last year. Is it here? No, it's not here. Let's go to chat, front office, info, and history. So much you can look up here. But you did have a player that retired, one of your pitchers. That's why it's only showing 3 pitchers right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you may want to get another pitcher up from the minor leagues. We'll sort by overall. Sandy Koufax has 3.5 stars. Olivares was your pitcher of the year last year. He went an outstanding 22-7. 22-7. Ali Reynolds, who was your number 1 pick back in 1963. So he went 4th overall. He regressed a little bit. His movement and control has dropped quite a bit. So Ali Reynolds might be a dud for you guys. Your first round pick a couple years ago. In the bullpen, you've got Dick Lines, you've got Len Perme, you've got Cade Cavalli, Derek Thompson, Norm Boss, and Phil Hosted. So keep that in mind, chat. All of you guys watching, you're part of this. You get to help create this team. Make these players personal to you because they're part of your team. You're hitting at catching right now. Let's go by ratings here. And let's show potential ratings. Let's customize this. Batting ratings, potential. We got all that. Just want potential. Where is that? Batting ratings. No. General. Potential. I thought there was one with just showing the stars for potential. Not the separate categories. Miscellaneous? Nope. All right. Well, I guess we don't get to see the stars for potential. So you've got Tip O'Neill, you've got Huey Jennings, you got Lloyd Wayner, Billy Williams, Mike Lowell, and Mike Lowell in his rookie year did pretty good as a rookie. Did he have contention for Rookie of the Year? No, but he did win Rookie of the Month, one of those months last season. You also have Willie Bloomquist, John Buck, Billy Ott, Charlie Smith, and so on. So this is what your batting lineup looks like as of right now before the draft. Positional wise, you need a catcher. You probably could use a first baseman and a second baseman. Third base is kind of weak, although you do have Mike Lowell. And then your outfield is your strongest. You've got Tip O'Neill, Lloyd Wayner, and Billy Williams. 27 years old, 22 years old, 24 years old. There's no DH, so keep that in mind. Shortstop is set with Huey Jennings. 22 years old, 23 years old. Mike Lowell probably could be your everyday third baseman. Bloomquist, I believe you've had being playing at second. So you don't really have a true first baseman. You got Dave Kingman, who I wouldn't say is an everyday starter, and then catching. So catching, first base, pitching, and then utility. Looking at your minor league system, you got Hanley Ramirez, 20 years old. He's wanting to come up to the league now. This is what his profile looks like. Once we get to the exhibition game, he might develop a little bit more. We're still in December here. So once we go to March, we'll take a better look at your prospects and see who you want to move up and who gets the boot. There's a few players that look like they can play now. Pedro Martinez was your first overall pick last year. He went 4th overall. And we forced him into a starting role to try and get his stamina up. And his stamina went up from 18 to 21. The other guy that was a project that you drafted was Roger Brezhnehan. Brezhnehan, we forced into a catching role, and he did develop a 1 catching. So it triggered off his ability now to train as a catcher. He had to play the full season there, but it kind of worked. So he is the project in AAA right now, 24 years old. I don't know how much he's going to grow. You got Corbin Carroll, Vince DiMaggio, and then in single A, you got a few guys that might want to get promoted. Okay, so there is your deep look at your team as we go into the draft. So it is December 1st, and we've got to take a look at the draft lottery. The bottom 4 teams get draft lottery positions. We've got the Oilers, we've got the Giants, we have the Reds, and we have the Guardians. So Twitch chat, you will not have a lottery position. It'll either be the Oilers, Guardians, Reds, or Giants that get the first overall pick. Last year, Ty Cobb went first overall. Neither of us got him. You got Pedro, I got Joe DiMaggio. Let's check out the draft lottery. Your winner of the 1965 draft lottery is the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds move up from position number 4 to 1. I drop to 2. The Giants drop 1, and the Guardians, all top 3 teams, drop 1 position in the lottery or in the draft, and the Reds vault up to number 1. So the Reds, 75 and 87 record. I had a 61 and 101 record, and they get the first pick. Your mock draft. These are some of the players that will be available. Harry Stovey's projected to go number 1. We've got Ray Grimes, Hal Trotsky, Miggy Cabrera is in the draft. There's your Detroit Tiger, Todd Stottlemyre. Blue Jay, we've got from the Baltimore Orioles, Jim Palmer, J.P. Crawford, Carlos Beltran, David Peralta, Derek Lee, Billy Butler is in the draft, Cherokee Fisher. And then in round 2, a few of the more well-known names, Jeff Burrows, Willie Ibar, Pud Galvin is there, and Jeff Blum. So there are some of the projected picks to go in the first 2 rounds. The draft pool, I like to show you the two-way players so that you kind of know who's available. So all pitchers, we're going to go to, which ones do I want? Those ones? Overall. Go. And we're going to go batting. So two-way pitchers, Cherokee Fisher is a little bit of a two-way pitcher. Remember, there's no DH. So that's Cherokee Fisher's profile. Also, we've got Pud Galvin. I mean, look at Pud Galvin. Oof. But his stamina is only at 22. He's a risk. You already took the risk with Pedro. He can hit a little bit as well. And who else do we got? Sam Gibson. But we don't have your Tip O'Neill kind of two-way player. George Ferguson as a reliever. No, not really. So that's what we have for two-way in terms of our batters that might be able to pitch. There are none. So if you're looking for a two-way batter that can pitch, not going to happen. And here you see the batter pool this week is a lot weaker than the pitcher pool. So there's your batters. And here are your pitchers. Okay, let's go to the draft. Cincinnati Reds will draft first overall Ray Grimes. Ray Grimes goes first. Don't know if I would have taken him first. All right, lap is up. The break is on. Our first round picks. I'll leave this on the screen for you guys to look at and chat on who you might want to draft. You do need a pitcher. You do need a catcher. Take a quick peek at all those numbers. Back in 2 minutes. All right, we're back and we're going to move at a much quicker pace here now. So chat, you guys will be coming up and drafting pretty soon, but I am on the clock and I'm going to go with a pitcher. It's time for me to draft a pitcher. We do see a lot of high stamina guys this time. Last week, we did not see a lot of high stamina pitchers. Now we're seeing at least 5 in the top 6. So who am I going to take? It's going to be either Sam Gibson, Hal White, Cherokee Fisher, John Montefusco, or Louis Brissi. Wow, no one that really stands out. The guy I like the most is this guy, but he's got 22 stamina. That concerns me. He's a project. He's my Pedro Guerrero. Oh, white. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Tough decision. And for hitters, again, I got Jeff Bagwell at first. I'm not really looking for a first baseman. We got Miggy Cabrera. 4 stars, though. No one really else hitting wise. It's got to be a pitcher. I got to increase my pitching staff. I got to play it safe. Laptop Hound and the Oilers are going to draft Cherokee Fisher with their first overall pick. Let me just check the mock draft here first. Cherokee's not supposed to go till late first round. Ooh. First pitcher they have is Montefusco. Nope, we're going Cherokee. We're going, ooh, he's 25 years old, though. It doesn't matter. We're going Cherokee. San Francisco drafts Montefusco. Cleveland drafts Harry Stovey. The Kansas City Royals will take Hal Trotsky, and the Chicago Cubs will take Dan Schatzter. So you guys are up. Again, as always, first name I see bold or capital letters. When you're ready to vote, put capital letters in the chat. Again, here is your hitting lineup. You need a catcher, you need a first baseman, and other than that, utility. Your outfield is set. Williams, Wayner, O'Neill. Your shortstop is set. Third base, you have Mike Lowell. You got Willie Bloomquist. And in the farm system, you got Hanley Ramirez. Your catching prospect, Roger Bresnahan, did get one catching ability last season. So now he is eligible to catch. He's a project at 24 years old. I don't think you want to rely on him as your all-star catcher. Pitching, you need help. Sam Jones retired last year, so you're down a pitcher. And again, in your system, you've got a couple relievers, and you got Pedro, who did improve his stamina from 18 to 21, but he could still use a couple more years in the minors. All right, so there you go. Back to your choices. Here are your pitching choices. And again, I can show you, if you want me to show you a player, just say, can you show us so-and-so? Here are your batting choices. Pitcher BABIP potential. Sure. Right here. It's right here. Pitcher BABIP potential. All right. So here are your top 3 pitchers, 4 stars or higher. You got Lou Brissi, 21 years old, 83 stamina, fully developed. He can start this season. You got maybe the best pitcher in the draft, but he's got 22 stamina. Pud Galvin. And you've got 100 stamina, Hal White. 20 years old, fully developed. Eddie Rommel, that's what you're getting with Eddie Rommel. Knuckleball, fastball, 100 stamina, but definitely not your first choice. Jim Palmer, got some developing, 18 years old. And once again, your hitters, the top three hitters left on the board, Miggy Cabrera, Pafko, and Willie Ibar. You need a catcher. You need a first baseman. Those are priorities. There are no catchers until Jimmy Peoples and Pop Schneider. Miggy can play third, left, and right. Of course, in this game, you can play them everywhere, but they're not going to be as good at those other positions. All right, it's time to vote, chat. Capital letters, vote on the player you want chat to take. We have a Hell White. Control? Yes, control is missing. Let's throw control on there. Let's throw control potential. Putting just the potentials up there. There it is. Gibson, Sam Gibson. So you got stuff potential, movement potential, control potential, pitcher BABIP potential, and home run suppression potential. McCarthy, 20 years old, still got some developing. The movement is pretty low right now. So we got a Miggy, we got a Brissy, we've got a, I think that's it so far. Hell White. We got two Whites. White it is. It is official. Here you go. Welcome to Twitch chat. 20-year-old, fully developed, ready to go. Hell White. Good pick, guys. That would have been my next picture if I had to take a picture. So I completely am on board with that. All right, now we go to round two. Laptop Pound is up, and guys, he's there. Now I'm going to take a risk on him. I'm not even going to look at the other players. Let's go to the draft pool. Pud Galvin is there. I'm taking Pud. He will be my Pedro project. All right, Twitch chat, you're up. Here's a quick look at the pitchers available. Notice they're all relievers until we get to Augie Walsh. So looking at the stamina, the only guy over 30 in stamina or over 40 in stamina is Charlie Bishop. Batters, this is what we have for batters. If you want me to show you the catchers, you have to take someone on the first screen. That's what our rules are. I can show you what batters or what catchers are available. Not many. This is not a catcher draft. Chris Hatcher, who's a relief pitcher and not a very good catcher. So you may have to stick it out with what you have for at least another year because there are no high-end catchers here. So your top batters left, Billy Butler, Willie Ibar. You do need a first baseman. You got Beltran, Blum, Burnett, Sissel, Crawford, Hahn, Poole. And again, pitchers are really slim now. For starters, you've got Charlie Bishop is your only starter. You see a lot of red. It was very top heavy draft. A lot of good players in the first round. I'm surprised Pud Galvin was still there. I'm sure he would have went very quickly. Ibar, there's your one of your top batters left. Third base, you got Mike Lowell, you got Hanley Ramirez coming up, you got Willie Bloomquist, Brett Butler. Again, you don't have a first baseman, but you could pretty much play anyone at first base. Carlos Beltran, you're stacked in outfield though. And Jeff Bloom, one of the better defenders still left on the board. Defensively, here's your best defensive guy still out there. He's got really good range at shortstop. Ibar it is. All right, we go ahead to round 3. So after round 5, we'll just auto the rest of it. I'm gonna go with that defensive shortstop here, Bill Sissel. I want some D on my team. All right, you guys are up. Here's what's left for hitters. Ed Hahn, Bobby Ron, Milt Thompson, Jack Burns, and Choi. Pitchers, the Charlie Bishop still there as the only true starter. Otherwise, you got relievers. Oh, probably because I didn't save that. Yeah. Okay. Pitchers, customize, ratings, control, and save. All right. So again, there are your pitchers. There's pretty much red in everyone except Harry Einstadt, Art Stokes, Chris Hatcher, Art Delaney, Davis, and then your top 2. So it seems to be coming down to Choi and Delaney. We got 2 Chois. Will someone make it a 3? All right. We have South Korean first baseman joining team chat. All right, next up, my pick number 4. 2 more picks each. Defense, no one stands out defensively. Matt Joyce is going to be one option for me. Matt Joyce is solid with the bat. He's the only bat that I see any hope for. And pitchers, Davis, 22. Ooh. 28 years old, though. He's 28, so I don't think I want a 28-year-old. All right, I'm going with Dutch. Dutch Kemner is going to be my pick. You are up. Again, it's not showing control. I swear I saved that. Save. Global. Yes. And hitters, Pop Schneider, top catcher available now. You know, he's not bad. He's better than what you have. You could, well, he's 17 years old though, so I don't think you want to play him in the majors right away. Chico Hernandez, Danny Kravitz, so you can take any catcher up to Pinch Thomas because Pinch Thomas was the last one shown on the screen there at the bottom. So any of these catchers up to Pinch Thomas counts if you're interested in any of those ratings. Talk about a weird profile there. You can wait till the final. Yeah, you got one more round to pick. So Bobby Ron is the best batter available. Hubbard, Pop Schneider, Matt Joyce. Pitching, which it does not want to let me allow the control to stay. Pop Schneider can catch better than a lot of the catchers there. He's got a pretty good arm for again, he's only 17 years old. This guy, you know, if he gets the favoritism of the game engine, he just turned 17. So he's probably the youngest player in the draft right now. If you're going to take a project catcher, he could end up being a stud. He's got like 4 years, 5 years to develop. If you properly put him in the right position and situation. There we go. Thanks, Caged Wisdom. Now I guess because I saved it, it created another pitcher ratings. Thank you. We got 1 for pop. We got 2 for pop. All right. You guys are popping. It looks like you're going with the pop. Of course, now I have to find them. Where are you, pop? Catchers. All right, one more pick each, and then we auto draft the rest. All right, let's go to batters. Not loving any of these guys. Maybe Mel. Well, Art Delaney's still there. I'm going to take him. I was thinking about taking him before. Either Art Delaney or Art Stokes. I'm going to get an Art. Which Art do I want? Not the 27-year-old. And not the 27-year-old. Two 27-year-old Arts. Yeah. All right, I'm taking this guy. 20-year-old with 3 control. 20-year-old Pete Mitch Williams. Pete, you are the player. All right, with your 5th round pick, who do you guys want? Time for a catcher. He just got one. You know what? I'm predicting you're going to be pleasantly surprised with that catcher. I think he's gonna make your team. I wouldn't put him on the team as a 17-year-old because you're gonna stunt him. But in 2-season career, Texas posted a 0-1 record with 19 strikeouts in 10 games pitched. Well, with that 3 control, it does scare me. Not much there for pitchers. Between Pop Schneider and Roger Bresnahan, if you can get one of those guys to be a half decent catcher. Mel Stoudemire, both Mel and Todd were in the draft today. Todd got drafted. Mel did not get drafted yet. Well, here's what your pitching looks like now. Yeah, I think this guy gets replaced by anyone that's still in the draft. We're still at the point where we've been focusing on hitters and not much on pitchers. So he probably makes the team. He probably makes the team. There's 2 Mels, or there's 1 Mel, Stoudemire. So we got 2 votes for Mel, make him the pitching coach. Yeah. I don't think we can do that. Okay, chat, let's get this done here. Let's vote. You got 1 more. Capcom WWE has brought Cavacom on the side rope, ready to do the pile driver. Cavacom. Okay, looks like it's going to be an Art. 1 for Delaney, 2 for Stokes. There you go. 1 for Delaney, 2 for Stokes. Which Art do you want? And 1 for Mel Stoudemire. So it's either Art Stokes, Art Delaney, or Mel Stoudemire. These guys are pretty identical. If you look at their comparable player careers, it's like the same 10 guys. So you're getting pretty much identical guys. Okay, Art Stokes it is. I saw more Art Stokes. Okay, we are going to auto the rest of the draft. Show you guys who you did get in the other rounds. In round number 6, you got Ken Trinkle. So Ken Trinkle is now on your team. In round number 7, you got Chuck Rishi. Not related to Mike Ricci. In round number 8, you got relief pitcher Albert Andrews. In round 9, another reliever, 31-year-old Earl Reed. And in the final round, they gave you Chuck Lauer. So take out the trash, Chuck Lauer. Last person drafted this year, center fielder Jim Clark. Jim Clark, the last player drafted in 1965. Your parents are very proud of you, Jim. How much did he play in real life? 22 plate appearances, 1 triple, 18 at-bats, and 3 hits. All right, we're going to sim ahead to just before the exhibition game, and then we will take a look at our lineups, and you guys can adjust things for the season, and then we'll play the exhibition game. See if we get any player developments leading up to that exhibition game. Thanks again, Cava, for the raid, and welcome over, wrestling fans. We'll be taking you at the top of the hour to Dr. Dynastic, who will be on at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, we want to go up to 23rd. One more week. All right, so we're a few games before, or a few days before our exhibition game. Hall of Fame. Let's just take a quick peek. We're not far enough in the game for any Hall of Fame voting. Nellie Fox, Billy Pierce, and Eddie Yost were on the ballot, and none of them got the required 75% of the vote. So maybe next year, Eddie, Billy, and Nellie. So let's go work on your lineup first. Twitch chat. You got 24 players on the roster. You need 25. Here's what your pitching looks like. Probably need to add 1 more pitcher at least. In the minors, you got Hanley Ramirez at 21 years old. You got to decide if you want to bring him up. You got relief pitcher Roberto Novoa, 24 years old. And other than that, maybe John Clarkston's probably not ready yet. And 31-year-old Mel Roach. So I think Ramirez, Novoa, you got to consider. Roger Bresnahan has a one catcher ability. So Roger Bresnahan is officially able to catch now. So you might want to keep him in the minors one more year, see if that goes up. But he can catch. And Pedro Martinez, you got to decide if you want to move him to AAA or keep him in AA. Recently drafted players, Hal White can come up to the team now. Bring up Hal White. Willie Ibar, not quite ready. Close. So White's coming up, and he's going to go into the rotation. We'll do the rotation later. Just a matter of, do you want to promote anyone else either to the majors or to a different level of minors? I'm going to put all the red ones down to AA. And I'm going to put the green ones up to where they want to play. Except for Pedro. Pedro's a special case. Hanley comes up. So we got to demote someone. Time to get rid of Gene Leake. Hanley's on the team. So Willie Ibar, you want to keep him down for now in AAA for a season? You just drafted him this year. And then Roberto Novoa, do you want him up? Time to retire Leake. Yeah, we're not quite there. We're only at 39. So we don't have to retire anyone quite yet. Do you want Novoa in for Norm Bass? Although he's one of your starters. Cade Cavalli. Art Stokes. That's the guy you drafted in the 5th round. So pretty much here's what your pitcher ratings are looking like now. And in AAA, this is what you have. Bass is a reliever. So yeah, Bass, chat, Bass down for Novoa. Which is better, Hoagstead or Art? Okay, there's Hoagstead. So it sounds like chat wants Stokes to come up. Do you want Cavalli to go down and try and develop a little bit? Or do you want Hogstad to go down? Both are 25 years old. Which one of these two pitchers do you want to go down for Art Stokes? Yep, based on the statistics, it looks like Hogstad has done better. So let's send down Cavalli and bring up Stokes. We can't bring up Stokes until we retire. We'll retire a pitcher, and that was Mr. Gene Leak. We're going to retire. Yeah, Gene Leak. Okay, good. Let's quickly set your lineup here. I'm just going to put Stokes and Nuova as middle relief. You got Koufax, Olivares, Reynolds, who has taken a big drop in his movement since you drafted him, and Hell White. So it's a matter of, do you want that same order? Do you want Reynolds to go to number 4? Okay, White 3, Reynolds 4. Good. Halfway there. Your batting order. Again, you don't have a catcher to bring up right now, so it's going to be John Buck and Jake Gibbs. This is the order you had last season. Hanley instead of Bloomquist. And everyone else stays the same, I guess. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. We're just going to auto your default lineups here and put it on starter tired just to make it uniform. And same over here. Move Hanley up in the lineup versus left. Jennings, Wayner, O'Neill, Billy Williams, and Hanley Ramirez. That's a pretty good lineup there with Joe Buck, Mike Lowell, and Dave Kingman. All right, I just want to go and auto your minor leagues here just to make sure these guys are playing. And your pitching staff. Okay, going to do mine here quickly. So let's transfer over and do the Hound. Stamina. We got Gibson, McLean, Rudolph. I guess I better look at my lineup. Who comes up? Joe DiMaggio. Welcome to the big leagues, Joe. You are now on the team. Joe DiMaggio makes his debut. Harry Heilman, we're going to keep you down in minors for 1 year. Mike Boddicker, you're not ready to come up. Walker Cooper, 25 years old. I think we're going to bring you up for Joe Dunn. Yeah, this guy is no longer on the team. Joe Dunn, thank you. You're going to retire soon. Walker Cooper comes up. And you're going down to AA. Pud Galvin. Pud. You're going to go to AAA. We're going to put you in as a starter. And then we want to force start you, if I can. Set game strategy. Force start as a starter. We're going to give you the old Pedro. You got 21 stamina. You and Pedro are in the low 20s. So let's see if that works out. And anyone else I want to move around? Mark Johnson, you can come up. No, you can go down. Cherokee Fisher, you're going to AAA. Dutch, you're going to AAA. Bill to double. Paul O'Neill to double. And Josh Fields to double. Silver Flint, no. One more year in rookie. Good. I'm going to auto my pitchers. Gibson, Bryles, McLean, and Rudolph. And now I got to go do that for my minor leagues. Pud, number one starter. Let's see who develops better, Pud or Pedro. Okay, we are all set. We're going to head to the exhibition game. And we got to find out in the exhibition game how many people we get to start. Or which starting pitcher. Let's spin the wheel. This will be the rotational pitcher that we start. Of course, we both have 4, and we are going with our number 3rd slots. Which means your rookie is going to get some game action right off the bat. Okay, so we need to do some lineup adjustments. Your number 3 guy was Al White. Oops, got to go and where's that? All there, set all there. Good. Al White. And for myself, it is who's my number 3 guy? Gibson would be 1, Bryles would be 2, and 3 would be Rudolph. Okay, I think we're set. Good, good. All right, chat. Good luck in our first competition of the 1966 season. Again, we're just going to go half inning by half inning. After 1, it's 0-0. After 2, it is 1-0. A 2-1 after 3 for chat. Lap takes the lead after 4. Still 3-2 after 6. And we head to the 7th, and it is a 5-2 game. Rudolph still in the yellow there. My guy, or Hell White, still in the yellow. 5-2 after 8, or after 7. We go to the 8th inning. You score 1. It is now 5-3. I do not score anything. We are in the top of the 9th. Don Rudolph looking for the complete game. 1 away, 1 out. Next up for chat, we've got Huey Jennings. Jennings at the plate, 2-1 count. Jennings into short, over to first, 2 away. Laptop Hound 1 out away from taking this year's exhibition game. Hanley Ramirez at the plate. And Hanley walks. All right, you have the tying run at the plate now. Rudolph still in the game. He's getting into the orange here. This is probably his last inning. Billy Williams at the plate for chat. 1 swing of the bat, he can tie this up. And he takes a walk. Ooh. 2 on for Tip O'Neill. You got your best batter at the plate. Rudolph with the pitch, and O'Neill drives that one into left field. That is going to fall. 1 run will score. Or no, they hold him up. They have bases loaded. They do not send the runner from third. Strong arm from Hersher, I guess. Mike Lowell now at the plate with 2 out. Chat down by 2. Tying run at second base. Don Rudolph is now into the red. This will likely be his last batter regardless. And he walks him. Oh, chat. Lloyd Wainer with 80 contact at the plate. Don Rudolph. Come on. You're 1 out away from the exhibition game victory. Skies it up in the air. The second baseman calls off the first baseman. And Don Rudolph, with very little stamina left, leads Laptop Hound to the first challenge victory, 5-4 over chat. 2 hits for Gordy Windhorn. What's he doing on the team still? 2 hits for Lloyd Wainer, 3 hits for Billy Williams, Huey Jennings with 2. Hanley Ramirez gets his first hit in the majors exhibition game. And Joe Buck contributes with a couple walks and a hit. Jeff Bagwell is your player of the game. Both pitchers go the distance. My manager is crazy. Yeah, my manager was crazy. Going with my number 3 poorly rated pitcher. Where is he here? Just awful. All right, let's go and sim out till the All-Star game. Squeak that one out, man. He was walking guys left and right. And then you had your good batters up. They got on base. Top 100 prospects as we head into opening day. Hanley Ramirez is the number 1 rated prospect in the game right now. Twitch chat, you have the number 1 guy. Number 2, Joe DiMaggio. And then that's it. Oh, no, you got number 7 prospect, Hell White, who you drafted round 1. He was your first round pick this year. Hell White is the number 7 overall prospect, ahead of Miggy Cabrera. Miggy went number 8, so he went 1 pick after that pitcher. All right, I didn't do my hitters here, so I better do this quick. I'm just going to auto it. Get Joe DiMaggio in there. Save it up. And let's sim to the All-Star game. So you guys can still meet 3 of your goals. One is to have a better regular season. One is to win a major award. And one is to make the World Series. Joe DiMaggio is the Rookie of the Month and the Batter of the Month. I kind of expected that. Joe DiMaggio looks like he might be on pace for Rookie of the Year. Let's sim ahead to the next month. I'm at the bottom. You guys are near the top. You guys are at the top for a very short period of time. Look at that, Twitch chat. Only 2 teams make the World Series, and you guys right now at the beginning of June are 1 game behind the San Francisco Giants. I, on the other hand, have the worst record in baseball. Yeah, I need a drink. So here we are on June 1st. Twitch chat has a 33-24 record, 1 game behind San Fran. I am last in the majors at 20-37, due for another lottery pick. Okay. Let's go to the All-Star game again. Again, it always saves at the end of every month, just so I don't lose a ton of data if something was to crash. And seeing some Twitch chat names on the right-hand side there on the leaderboard. And we're on July 1st. And on July 1st, our standings are Twitch chat, 1 game behind. Look at this NL. Braves, Cubs, chat, 1 game behind. Lap, 16 games behind. Yikes. Jeff Bagwell, 3rd in home runs in the league to lead my team. And for you guys, I don't see you're in the other league. You're in the NL. Twitch chat, you're on the leaderboard. You got Huey Jennings, number 1 in the NL in hits. And other than that, you got Dave Kingman with the most strikeouts at 104. All right, it is All-Star game time. Time to check out how many players made the All-Star game, as that was one of the questions. And the final score in the exhibition, by the way, was 5-4, so a total of 9 runs. All right, Twitch chat, how many make the All-Star game? You've got Huey Jennings makes it. Congratulations. Tip O'Neill in the All-Star game. And for pitchers, Sandy Koufax makes the All-Star game. He's currently 12-7 on the year, 12 wins. So whoever put 20 wins, you may be right. And other than that, I don't see any of your names up here. So O'Neill, Jennings, and Koufax, 3 All-Stars. And in fact, Huey Jennings is starting. You guys have a starter. For the first time, we have a starter in the All-Star game, and that is Huey Jennings hitting 306. Once again, Huey Jennings was your 4th overall pick in the 1962 draft. For the American League, Jeff Bagwell from the Oilers makes the All-Star game. He's only hitting 222, but he makes the All-Star game. Way to go, Jeff. Jody Reed from the Oilers makes the All-Star game. Joe DiMaggio, hitting 271, makes the All-Star game. And pitching-wise, none. So each made 3 All-Star appearances. Again, the question was, how many of your players will make the All-Star game? And so that is 3. So we're just going to sim to the end of the All-Star game, and we'll find out the results. For the NL, Tip O'Neill pinch hit, 1 hit in 1 at bat. Huey Jennings went 0 for 4. He played the whole game. Sandy Koufax pitched 1 inning of shutout ball. No walks, no strikeouts. And for Lap, Jody Reed, 1 plate appearance, no hits. Joe DiMaggio went 1 for 2 in a pinch hit role. And Jeff Bagwell, same thing, 1 for 2 in a pinch hit role. The AL will win the game 6-1. And Dick Stewart from, not sure what team he's from here. Dick Stewart from Baltimore is your AL All-Star MVP. All right, now we can go until the end of the regular season. In fact, let's go month by month here. See if we get any kind of drama. Twitch chat, first place, 4 games ahead in first place. Could we have our first team in the World Series? Amazing. Twitch chat. Can you guys do it? All right. Let's go to the beginning of September. Yeah, racking up those lottery picks. Hey, I'm choosing the best players I can. I can't help it if you guys are smarter. So Twitch chat, you're in a tie right now at the beginning of September with the Milwaukee Braves. I am out of the playoffs, and I am currently not the worst team in baseball. I am tied for the worst team in baseball. We'll go week by week. Twitch chat, 2-game lead. Remember, you automatically make the World Series if you win your conference. 2-game lead. We're on September the 12th. And we go all the way up to September 25th. All right, chat, let's sim the next week. 3-game lead, I believe. Yes, 3-game lead over the Giants, 4 games over the Braves. You are that close to your first World Series. You lose to the Cubs. You still have a 3-game lead. You lose to the Dodgers. The lead is down to 2. You lose again to the Dodgers in 10 innings. You're on a 4-game losing streak, and you are still 2 games up. The Giants lose with you. And you go to Milwaukee after this game. A win, a very, very important win over Los Angeles in 11 innings, 3 games to go, and you've eliminated the Milwaukee Braves. So they are sad. They're hopeless. They're out of the playoffs. It's you and San Fran. San Fran has a final series against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is dead last in the NL. You guys play Milwaukee. Game 1, your magic number, I believe, is 1. And you lose. San Fran wins. 2 games to go. You have a 1-game lead. If there's a tiebreaker, you guys can determine your pitcher for that tiebreaker game. Next up, a win, a 5-0. If San Fran loses, you guys are headed to the World Series. Congratulations to chat on making their first ever World Series with 1 game to spare. They lose the final game of the season because they're probably stinking drunk from celebrating. San Fran loses as well, and Twitch chat, in their 4th season in the league, will make the World Series and take on the Baltimore Orioles. Congratulations, Twitch chat. Way to go. Way to go. Okay. Well, we're not going to slow play the World Series because I do want to finish and get over to Dr. Dynastic soon here. But there you see it in all its glory. World Series. Now let's take a look at your pitchers. Koufax is not rested. So it looks like you're going to start with Allie Reynolds. You got your roster. We're good. Game number 1, John Smoltz against Allie Reynolds. Oh, we got to set. I guess we got to do playoff rosters. Playoff roster. We just want to move all those guys over there. There we go. We're good there. We're good there. Game 1. Oops, we want to just fast sim it here. It goes to Twitch chat 5-4 in 14 innings. Twitch chat walks off game 1. Look at all those batters there. And how did they do it in game 1? How did they do this? Where is the box score and the game log? Oh, I guess it won't let me access the game log. Well, congratulations. Woo! What a game. 3 runs in the first, 1 in the 5th, and then it goes 14. Who is your winning pitcher? Was it someone you just drafted? It was rookie Roberto Novoa with the winning Game 1 World Series. He pitches 3 innings, only gives up 1 hit. Congratulations, chat. You made the right pick there. His first World Series victory. Okay, so now we're on to game number 2. It always says start highest rested. So Hal White looks like he has to be the guy, or Sandy Koufax. I guess we go with Koufax. Put it on strict order there. Yeah, because your number 2 guy will be ready. Sandy Koufax. Game 1 of the World Series. Twitch chat in 14 innings walks it off. 3 hits by Ramirez, 2 by Williams, 2 by Mike Lowell, and rookie Novoa with the victory. Okay, game 2, chat. Koufax against Melton, and the Orioles take game 2, 4-2. Koufax with the loss. He goes the distance. Rube Melton is your player of the game for Baltimore. 2 hits for Lloyd Wayner, 2 hits for Hanley Ramirez, who's hitting .500 in the World Series. Game number 3, tomorrow in Baltimore. Olivares against Sam Gibson. Twitch chat wins in a 7-1 romp. Baltimore gets more hits, but Twitch chat holds the fort. Olivares, 8 strong innings, 8 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He is your player of the game. And for Twitch chat, home runs by Hanley Ramirez, Dave Kingman, and Mike Lowell. Rocking it. 2-1. Here we go. Game 4 in Baltimore. Baltimore wins 4-2. So Baltimore gets the victory. Hal White takes the loss. Jim O'Toole with the win. Scott Frazier with the save. Jim O'Toole is the MVP of the game. Hits from Twitch chat. 2 for Billy Williams, 2 for Joe Buck, and one for Wayner and Ramirez and Bloomquist. All tied up at 2. Heading to game 5, it is Reynolds against Smoltz. Twitch chat takes it. Chat with a 2-0 victory in game 5 of the World Series. John Smoltz takes the loss. Ali Reynolds goes 5 2/3, 4 hits, no earned runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. He is your player of the game. And a home run by Dave Kingman, who's on fire. Dave Kingman had both runs for the game. He hit both home runs. Kong, 2 home runs. The only runs of the game. It's going to be, will it be Ramirez? Will it be Kingman? Will it be one of the pitchers? Let's go to game number 6. Game 6, Twitch chat, 1 win away from the World Series. Let's do this. Rube Melton, Sandy Koufax. Well, we can't just fast sim it. We got to go inning by inning. Here we go. 1-0 Baltimore. 3-1 chat. 4-1 after 2. Sandy Koufax looking for the win. 4-1 after 3. Ooh, Baltimore with 3 runs in the 4th to tie it up. Chat can get nothing in the bottom of the 4th. After 5, 4-4. Baltimore scores 1 in the top of the 6th. Chat cannot respond. Hogstad in the game now for Twitch chat. Baltimore does not score in their top of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th, nothing for chat. Derek Thompson against Jason Frazier. Bottom of 8. Twitch chat ties it up. In the bottom of the 8th, Tip O'Neill singles, Mike Lowell singles, Lloyd Wayner singles. You have the bases loaded with no one out. Lloyd Wayner drives the run in, Bloomquist flies out, and John Buck grounds into the inning-ending double play, but you do tie the game up. Top of 9, Baltimore scores 2 runs in the top of 9. Twitch chat needs the comeback of all comebacks. And 1 away, Huey Jennings at the plate. Jennings gets on base. We've got a single in the bottom of the 9th for Twitch chat, game 6 of the Lap versus Chat World Series. Hanley Ramirez hitting 407 in the World Series. He drives that one deep. It is gone. Hanley Ramirez ties it up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Holy smokes. If someone's over in the Dr. Dynastic chat, can you tell him we're going to be about 10 or 15 minutes late because we're in the World Series, which we didn't expect. I expected to be done by now. So just give him the heads up. We're not going to be over there for about 10 or 15 minutes. Chat ties it up. Billy Williams at the plate, 1 out, and Billy Williams walks. Here we go. Chat, Tip O'Neill can end this game and win you your first World Series. He strikes out. Mike Lowell at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Lowell drives that one. That's going to fall in front of the left fielder. And we've got Williams on second, Lowell at first. Lloyd Wayner, one of your best hitters, struggling in the World Series. The crowd is in a frenzy. 7-7 at home, game 6. One is driven to third, slow roller, fired over to first in time. And chat, you tie up the game, but you cannot get anything going. we head to the top of the 10th inning. One away. Novoa, your rookie that won game number 1, is in the game, and he gives up a single to center field. Jim Davenport skies that one up. That should be the second out of the inning. And we go to Gene Oliver with 2 out for Baltimore. Oliver drives that one. That is deep, 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 and gone. Gene Oliver with a 2-run shot, and the Baltimore Orioles respond with 2 of their own in the top of the 10th inning. And Novoa, hero in game 1, cannot get them out of that inning. So now you got Willie Bloomquist in the bottom of 10. One away. Next up, John Buck, who hit into an inning double play in the last inning. Oh, Buck gives that one a ride, and that is gone. An unexpected home run by John Buck brings Twitch chat within 1. Yes, Jerks, it went well for you guys this year. Larry Burritt, pinch hitting with Huey Jennings on deck. One to shortstop, over to first, easy out, 2 away. Will we be going to game 7? Huey Jennings is going to try and prevent that. Jennings at the plate, and Jennings, oh, I hope that doesn't sting too much, Huey. Gets hit with the pitch. Look at this. Ouch, right on the ankle. Hanley Ramirez, what a series he's had. Hanley. He takes a walk. Oh, you've got the big part of your lineup coming up. 2 out, 2 on for Billy Williams. Tip O'Neill on deck. Vern Law. Here comes the pitch. Williams swings at that. Is that going to fall? Is that going to get? That gets over the center fielder head. Oh, Twitch chat. 1 run comes in, and here comes the second run. Twitch chat walks it off in the bottom of the 10th inning with a incredible Billy Williams double over the center fielder's head. One more time. Let's take a, we can't watch that replay. Oh, what a momentous first World Series when Hanley Ramirez is your player of the game. Novoa, even though he gives up the 2-run shot, he gets his second win of the World Series. And look at all these substitutions. Jennings, 3 for 3. Ramirez, 3 for 3. O'Neill, 3 for 3. There you go, Twitch chat. There you go. A 4-2 World Series victory. Hanley Ramirez is your playoff MVP. Hanley Ramirez, who's not even completely developed yet. You grabbed him in the second round, 22nd overall. What a great pick in 1964. Look at his game achievements, walk-off hits, grand slams. He's had 2 grand slams in his career. And I believe he's developed quite a bit. Yeah. Hanley Ramirez. Ooh. Soak it in, chat. Soak it in. All right, for Twitch chat, Jim McKnight. Let's go over the big guys. Hanley Ramirez is 429 in the World Series with 8 RBIs. Billy Williams, the game-winning hit Cubs fan Steve, if you're not here, I hope you catch that on VOD. Billy Williams is a hero in game number 6. I mean, look at this box score. Look at this. 4-1 chat, 4-4. Baltimore takes the lead. You tie it up in the bottom of the 8th. They take a 2-run lead in the top of the 9th. You tie it up. They score 2 in the top of the 10th. And with 2 out, Billy Williams hits a 2 RBI double over the head of the center fielder. And Hanley Ramirez, once again, is your player of the finals. So you guys have accomplished at least 1 goal. And I'm just so excited for you guys winning the World Series in season number 4. And like I said, Hanley Ramirez was a 2nd-round pick for you guys. The game engine's been very kind to him. Oh, was a center fielder Willie Mays? No. He's 35-year-old Willie Mays, though. Getting a little bit old. Willie. I don't think that was an error. Let's take a look if it was a legit hit. Yes, Willie Mays does not take the error. And Dave Kingman tried to steal a base. Interesting. Well, guys, I'm going to stay on here, but I want to take you over to Dr. Dynastic because he's got his stream going. I don't want to take up any more of his time. So I'm going to take you over there. I'm going to finish off all the awards and everything so we have it recorded for a VOD. I'm going to award the prizes. If you want to come back, come back. But I want to go give that affiliate love to Dr. Dynastic. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm back tomorrow at noon to build my PTCS bronze and iron roster. So hope to see you tomorrow at noon. Laptop Pound, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day.
Every now and then it's gotta rain. We live for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. We're here for a good time, not a long time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day.
All right, I am back here. We've sent the crew over to Dr. Dynastic, and man, I'm pumped. I am pumped, and I didn't even win. If you're watching this on the VOD after the fact, the season went horribly. I did not finish last for the first time in this simulation. I came second last. I will still have a lottery position with Chicago, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. So I will not have the first overall pick necessarily. And Twitch chat, we went down to the last 2 games of the season before they locked it up in game number. How many games do you play here? You play 162. They locked it up in game 161 to clinch the conference. And they go on to the World Series. And in the World Series, they win game 1. Baltimore wins 2. They win 3. Baltimore wins 4. They win 5. And you would expect Baltimore to win game 6 because they've won all the even numbered games. And look at this. It was, you couldn't call a better game. Like we went up to the 9th inning before we started to go batter by batter. And it was quite the finish. And in fact, because we've rated over already and we have a little bit more time, we can go back and show you guys how this finished off. We're going to jump ahead right to the 9th inning here, if I'm allowed to. Why won't it allow me go to the 9th? This is different than a perfect team where you can go to the 9th. Game options. Oh, because I'm on replay. That's what it did. There we go. And now we want to go to the 9th inning. So look at this. It is the 9th inning, tied at 5. And Baltimore 1 out. Derek Thompson in for Twitch chat. He gives up a single. D. Strange Gordon gives up a long fly ball. Willie Mays. Maybe am I on the right game here? Yeah, I'm on the right game. So Willie Mays drives in a double. That's going to be a run-scoring double. So they go up by 1. There's the second run for Baltimore. So game number 6, do or die for Baltimore. They score 2 runs in the 9th inning, and you would think it's all over. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Twitch chat, Charlie Smith strikes out, and you think that's it. That's it. They can't come back. 2 innings in a row, they can't come back. Huey Jennings, though, with 1 out, he drives that one past the third baseman. He gets on with a single. Next up, Hanley Ramirez, player of the tournament, pounds that one into the right field crowd. Hanley, show it off, buddy. Flex those muscles. Hanley Ramirez with the 2-run shot, and Twitch chat come back and tie it up. Billy Williams takes a walk. Tip O'Neill strikes out. And Mike Lowell will drop that win in, but that will be it for the 9th inning as Lloyd Wayner will ground out to third. So we go to extra innings, tied at 7. Twice Twitch chat has come back to tie up the game. Rookie Roberto Novoa, who won game 1, looks strong in the top of the 10th inning. He gets the first out. And then Jackie Brandt comes to plate and gets things going for Baltimore. So 1 on, 1 out for Jim Davenport, and Davenport gets the second out. And you're thinking Twitch chat has a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th. But Gene Oliver, the catcher, Gene Oliver, comes to the plate and he gives that one a ride into the right field stands. The crowd, you can see them start to walk to their cars. It's 1965. They get into their sedan and they're about to leave as they think that we're going to a game 7. And in the bottom of the 10th, Willie Bloomquist, out number 1. John Buck, you think it's an easy out, right? It's John Buck. I mean, look at John Buck's profile. Like he's 38 contact, 62 power, 40 eye. John Buck comes to the plate. And the crowd gets pumped up again. You see people running back to their seats. They're like, what? What? John Buck with a home run? Here's my ticket, sir. Can I get back in? But it's only 1. You're still down by 1. Larry Burritt is the pinch hitter. He grounds out, and it's really looking like a game 7 is possible. But Hanley Ramirez, like he's done time in and time out, he takes a walk, and now we got Huey Jennings on second, Ramirez on first, and Chicago Cubs star Billy Williams at the plate. 2 out, and this happens. Willie Mays in center field over his head. 2-run score, and Twitch chat wins their first World Series. Yes, a walk-off double by Billy Williams. Congratulations to Twitch chat. Okay, so one goal has been achieved. We're going to go to the awards. See if you guys won a Cy Young. See if you guys won a MVP. I got a score of 378, which they say is not a very good score. I can do better. I will try. We'll try. Okay, MVP. So you guys have 2 5-pack awards so far. You had a better regular season, and you have the World Series appearance. You didn't even need to win the World Series. You just had to make it. Now we need to go to the awards. Yeah, and that's why position and caged wisdom, you're right. That's why I like taking time. That's why I wanted to make sure we had time to do that development part, because you're right. You took him off shortstop and you put him where he should be. I mean, when you drafted him, he had contact of 50. He's up to 71. His potential was 66 and it went up to 87. His power went up 11. And his eye, not as much. It went from 51 to 62. So it went up 11 as well. So Hanley Ramirez from 1965 to 1966, he dramatically improved. Wow. Okay, let's go to our awards and to find out. And he's a rookie, I believe. So both he and Joe DiMaggio might be in running for Rookie of the Year. Let's go to the awards, find out who takes these home. Do you guys win an MVP or a Cy Young? Those are the only 2 awards that count. We'll start in the AL. Willie Mays, who was unfortunate to give up the double to Billy Williams, he will win his 4th MVP award. So the Cub Fan 23 Steve Award goes to Willie Mays. The Boiled Egg 1974 Pitcher Award goes to Harry Howell. I believe he was a rookie, drafted 2nd overall in 1964. So not quite a rookie. The D Block Rookie of the Year Award goes to Harry Stovey. He was drafted this year. 4th overall by Cleveland, takes the Rookie of the Year Award. And your Reliever of the Year. Your Wildcat Bandit Reliever of the Year Award goes to Detroit's Carl Spooner. Moment of truth. The NL winners. Your MVP of the National League is Tip O'Neill. The guy that escaped me, I knew he was a 2-way, but he didn't appear on the eligible draft board until it was your pick, and he appeared at the very bottom. Chat gets their first MVP award. Tip O'Neill goes from a 56 contact to a 91. Power stays the same, eye stays the same, but Tip O'Neill goes from 56 to 91 in 1 year. And you guys got him in the 6th round. Because he was listed as a pitcher. Yeah. So Tip O'Neill is your MVP, his first MVP. The Boiled Egg Pitcher of the Year award goes to Dan Schatzeder from the Chicago Cubs. Dan Schatzeder was drafted number 6 overall last year. And your Rookie of the Year, Hanley Ramirez. Chat, what have you been eating and drinking? You've been on fire. A World Series, an MVP, a Rookie of the Year, Hanley Ramirez. Again, a second round pick, an MVP of the World Series. Look at the medals he's starting to collect. Rookie of the Year last year or this year, MLB champion, and World Series MVP. Someone tell me a real major league player that was Rookie of the Year and World Series MVP. Has there ever been someone that's been both? I'm sure there has. And your Wildcat Bandit reliever of the year goes to Roy Parmalee from the New York Mets. 19 saves and a 190 ERA and a 1.1 WAR. So, chat, 3 groups of 5 packs will be awarded to chat based on how well they did on the form. 1 for winning the World Series, 1 for having the better regular season, and 1 for winning the major award. Only thing you didn't win is the exhibition game. And you came close, losing by 1 run. So we're going to save the game. We don't want to lose any of that. And I always go to the beginning of November. Save that up. And something you should do if you ever play the base game, go into backups, click backup current game, and click start backup. You want to make sure a game that you've been playing, you back it up every once in a while. It doesn't take long, less than a minute. And now if your file ever becomes corrupt, you can at least go back to that backup point when it wasn't corrupt. If you don't do that, you can't recover your game. Forget about it. It's lost. So save it every once in a while and do a backup every once in a while. And then if you ever do get a corrupt file, you go to backups, restore backup. And then it'll give you a choice of the different backups and time, dates, stamps that you want. Oh, yeah, let's do that. We got some time here. Let's go and check out on both of our Pedro. Let's check on Pud Galvin, and let's check on Roger Brezhnehan. Pud was at 21. Pedro was at 24, I think, or 22. All right, let's go to your team first. World champions, Pedro Martinez. I don't think he budged. 3 wins, 1 loss in 1966, but his stamina is still at 20. So he's still a 5-star potential as a starting pitcher for 3.5 stars right now. 21 years old. I don't think all hope is given up on him. I think if you keep him in that role for 1 or 2 more seasons, I think if he doesn't budge next year, he might be stuck there. At the very worst, you got a dominant bullpen guy. Yeah, really good stopper that can go in for, 3 innings. You can have him come in the 7th and pitch. Next up, for my team, we got to check on Pud Galvin, who was a 21. Pud is 25. Hey, Pud Galvin went from 21 to 25, so he gained 4 on stamina. And look at that development. Remember, he was not completely developed. I think, what was it? What shot up? Oh, it's not showing the newest report. Stuff was 68, so 68, 94, 91. 68, 94, 91. So he's dropped a little bit in movement and control, but he's gone up 24 in stuff. Oh boy, watch out, chat. Chat, if this guy can gain another 15 in stamina, He's going to win some Cy Youngs. What are you thinking, Cage? Do you thinking he could probably pitch 4 innings right now? I mean, he did pitch 5 innings in the minor league ball with a 3-1 victory. He pitched 7 innings one game. So he's close. Yeah, he's close. If I can get him to 30, he'll be good. He went 16-5 in the minors. And he was still there in round 2. I was shocked. I was thinking about taking him in round 1. So that is my hope for a dominant starting pitcher. So I think, man, do I let him play one more year in minor ball? Or is that going to hurt him? I think I start him in minor ball. Although we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the next draft looks like. And who is your other player we were looking? Oh, yeah, Roger Bresnahan. What has he done? Well, I don't see any catcher ratings there anymore. Oh, no, it's still at 1. What did the game decide to do with him? 22 plate appearances. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get much out of him. He did start 4 games at catcher, even though we did put him on a 4 starting at catcher, but it looks like the game eventually took that off. So, and we can't micromanage every week to make sure it's turned on. So, Bresnahan, you're getting what you're getting out of Bresnahan. Here he is right here. Oops. Let's go back here. Yeah. He is tanked. He is a bust.